Get that damn Russian girl out there.
Uh, that damn Russian girl. Jesus.
Well, I mean, you got to imagine after a while, it's like the dispatcher's just like, "Fuck, I'm tired of taking these calls."
Right. All right.
Ugh.
Let's do a refresh, and I'll bring up the music. All right. All is well. Hey, my friend is watching. Open mixer. All right. And I'm going to open the call note, start the music, and we'll get going.
Alrighty
Awesome.
then.
This is what I have instead of coffee.
Welcome to Box Press Radio. It is Friday, December 29th, and I'm Dan.
I'm Andrew.
I'm Angela.
And this seems like almost the original setup. I don't know that
Yep.
we've ever done the dual computer on you guys' end before.
I think
Yeah,
we
we
did.
have.
Yeah, we did once
Did
a
we?
long time ago now. Yeah.
Okay. I like it.
But I used to be sitting on the chair and nobody could see like me in every video.
Yeah,
Well,
she was
I
sitting
mean,
over
like-
here.
I mean, both of you guys having your own setup going. Because it kind of feels like I have both of you sitting in front of me like we're at a table.
Right.
Even though I can see Angela sitting behind you.
It's getting really meta in here.
Yeah. She's here twice. We needed more Angela.
Yes.
Marty.
Just all around.
Marty, we got to go back and stop her from podcasting.
Fail. It's too late. It's a nice phone you got there, Angela.
I know, right?
Are you taking a picture
I am.
of yourself, watching yourself in the background?
Yep.
It's so confusing.
It's one of those infinity mirror things, isn't it?
It's the next Marvel movie,
Yeah,
Infinity
look.
Mirror.
Look, honey. Don't joke
I'm kind of
yourself.
tethered here.
Looked like the farmer from Men in Black there for a second. You're like, ah.
Sugar.
The body quit halfway through that motion. It's like, nope, going the other way.
Sugar in water.
Yeah, I've been yelling chicken at Titus for the past 2 hours. We've been trying to get him to try a bite of chicken.
Oh.
So anytime he says anything, I've yelled chicken. He got real sick of my shit.
He's like, Daddy, chicken!
Yeah. Yeah, we told him no milk, no YouTube, no cookies until he tries a bite of chicken. Once he tries a bite of chicken, he can have cookies and milk and watch the show.
I
Right.
would have been out at cookies.
Yeah, I was like, you can have like 3 or 4 cookies, dude. They're homemade. You love these cookies. And he's like, I really want those cookies, but no chicken. And I was like,
N-
yeah, no cookies. He's like, okay. I mean, he's just like, yeah, fuck it, no cookies then, I guess. He just didn't give a shit. So,
Priorities.
I guess, like, I don't know.
He's sticking to his principles.
Yeah, I'd be concerned about, potential vegetarianism if he didn't eat so much fucking bacon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's just still picky.
See, if you put the bacon on the chicken,
he would pick the bacon
maybe
off. We've tried this.
You
And it's
haven't even
weird, it depends on his mood, because, he's eating pizza with, a supreme piece of pizza with all the stuff on it. He just, ate the whole slice of pizza like it was nothing. And then sometimes he's like, no, I don't even want cheese on this. And I'm like,
how dare you?
Just stop being an asshole.
How dare you, man? How dare
exactly.
you?
Just no, you're not doing that. You're going to eat the pizza with stuff on it, or you're not going to eat the pizza. So
what is he trying to do? Just eat the breading?
He wants you to pull everything off. If you take a bite of pizza and all the cheese comes off, that's how he wants it sometimes.
Yeah, he does the deconstructionist thing like Wednesday does sometimes, where take all the pieces off and then eat those individually.
No, he won't even eat the cheese later. He just wants pizza
the sauce
with
and
sauce
the bread
on it. Yeah.
So just get him breadsticks and save yourself the hassle.
Oh no, we totally tried that. I was like, here's a piece of fucking bread and some marinara sauce, and he's like, I don't want that. Pizza. I was like, dude.
He wants that shit baked into it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, he wants to deconstruct it.
He's very specific about his pizza requirements, and they change hourly. So most of the time now, his diet is bacon, chips, the occasional bite of cereal, and milk. Strawberry milk in particular. Yeah, that's pretty much his diet. And candy. A lot of candy.
Nice.
And sometimes a banana. Once in a while, a banana or a bite of an apple.
Well, at least you get something good in it, apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
I don't know. He seems fine.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah, he's okay. And I've read quite a few different places, kids just kind of need calories. They kind of don't give a shit what form they come in. So we just kind of try to balance out the sugar in the regular food. And as long as we balance chips and candy, he seems pretty okay.
Right.
No, you can't have more candy. You got to eat some chips first, or toast. He'll eat toast occasionally. And then pizza, of course, is on the menu. He would probably eat pizza every day.
Well, Samantha, if you gave her the choice, would eat pizza every single day. She doesn't eat. She has basically 10 food groups. So she pretty much eats hamburgers, and then she'll eat bacon, she'll eat hard-boiled eggs, and then pizza, and French fries.
Oh yeah, he'll eat French fries sometimes.
And ramen. And that's about it.
Yeah, Titus gets excited about cooking stuff too. He gets really excited when we use mushrooms for some reason. I think he just likes the word. But he never wants to eat it himself. He's just like, no, you eat. And it's like, what, are you going to be a cook? What are we doing here? You refuse to eat the food, but you're going to want to cook a bunch of it? I don't know. It's real strange.
You never trust a cook that doesn't eat their own food.
Right. Yeah, he's going to cook people. It's going to happen. That's where we're headed with this. Moral of the story, my child cooks people. But yeah.
Future cannibalist.
Life goals. We're getting another blizzard. How about you guys? I don't think you're supposed to get what we're supposed to get.
Yeah, we got a little
some, but not much.
Yeah, we're only getting 2 or 3 inches here tonight, but then we're supposed to get a foot of lake effect snow tomorrow. So, that's cool.
That really sucks.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's super exciting for us. Fortunately, we went and bought a shit ton of groceries today, so we can just like sit in the house and eat until we burst, which is cool. I'm gonna have to run out and grab some more beer and potentially a cigar or two. This is my next to last cigar. I picked up a couple of these Punch signatures with a gift card I got for Christmas.
Nice.
And they shorted me. The last time I went there, they were like, "Oh no, the buy 3 get 1 free ended." And I was like, "I don't think it did, but okay, whatever. I'll just take the 3 then."
Yeah.
So then I went in and picked up 3 of these, and they were like, "Oh, don't you want your 4th one?" And I was like, "Yeah, they told me that stopped." And he was like, "Oh, they don't listen. Here, take the 4th one." So the next time I see that lady, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, give me that 4th cigar. I'll fucking cut
Like,
you."
look, bitch.
She'll remember. She's pretty good about it. Yeah, hopefully the next time I see her, she's like, "Oh, hey, you should grab that one I didn't give you the last time you were here."
Right.
Just because I hate to be like, "Hey, you owe me." Like, I don't want to be that guy, because it's not that big of a deal, like 1 cigar or whatever. But I would like to have it. I mean...
Yeah, I mean, if they've got a deal going and there's no official word from the guy in charge that has officially
it didn't
ended,
end. Like, it was still on the sign too, and that's what I said. I was
Right.
like, "Well, it's still on the door and it's on the billboard outside, and it says
Right.
December deal, not through December 21st deal."
right?
And that
Yeah.
was what
Why
ended
would it
was they
be
had
everywhere?
a raffle. They had a raffle that ended.
Ah,
So,
okay.
Yeah, but I was like, "Yeah, whatever, lady. I don't give a shit." So that was interesting. How was Christmas?
It was
Oh,
all
yeah.
right.
I forgot we just had Christmas.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah, I had to think about that too.
Our Christmas was pretty good. Samantha was moody though. I think she maybe didn't get enough sleep or something, because every year though, she gets upset because she doesn't get one thing that she brings up in her head that she really wanted, like that day, because she kept talking about a pony that she really wanted from Santa, and I was like, "You haven't said a word about this damn pony until today." And then, of course, she was disappointed that she didn't get that pony, because she didn't tell anybody about this pony until that day. So she got upset about that, and then Wednesday got a tablet, so then she broke her tablet a couple weeks ago, and it still hasn't gotten fixed because we're poor. And so she's running around in a mood because she didn't get her most wanted toy that day for Christmas, and then her sister got a tablet and she couldn't use her tablet because she broke hers, and so she was moody. But other than that, I mean, I got a whole new pan set,
Nice.
and I got some really warm socks that I'm wearing, and the leggings that I'm wearing too, and I got some bath bombs, a whole bunch of candy, which is really good when you're trying to lose weight.
Definitely.
Um,
Yeah, Titus got a fucking like grocery bag full of candy.
Mm-hmm.
Like 3 times what he got at Halloween.
Yeah, it was like we got candy for the stockings, but I didn't give myself much. But then Andrew got me more candy, and then Eric got me more candy, and I was like, "You guys, like, seriously."
You know what they
All
say
this
about
damn
fat bottom
candy.
girls, Angela? Come on.
I know.
Mhm.
They're like, "You want to lose weight? We're gonna give you something to keep that ass."
That's how candy works, right? It goes exactly where you want it to go.
Right.
Well, exactly where you don't want it to go, which is the ass.
Ha! It works 2 ways.
No, but Andrew, what did you get?
I got a couple of T-shirts. One of which said, "The hardest thing about the zombie apocalypse is pretending that I'm not excited." It's like, yeah, it's true. It's accurate. And then-
I saw that and I was like, man, I know somebody else who got that shirt, but I couldn't put my finger on who I've seen wearing that.
Well, I just got it. I only wore it to work like on Tuesday, so I haven't really worn it much yet. And
Do
I
you
got
guys get a New Year's Day off?
No.
Okay, I was just curious.
I do.
Yeah. So New Year's Eve, New Year's Day is gonna be fun.
Because we're
Yeah.
going out to party on New Year's Eve.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm the DD already. But
Yeah, you get to have fun and you get to be able to not feel like shit when you go to work. That's okay. Or
yeah.
as much shit, because you're probably going to be up way too late.
Yeah. But yeah, I got another shirt that Angela got for me, which is it has the Misfits. It's a Misfits shirt, but it's got like the Misfits skull, but it's done in the style of Jason's mask,
Nice.
and it has two crossed not muskets. That was my grandfather's tattoo.
Machetes.
Machetes, yeah. They
There
start
you
with M. There you go. But it has the cross machetes, and it says Friday the 13th at the bottom. So I'm like, yes.
That's pretty cool. I have to look this up on your Facebook now because I looked at it and just saw a Misfits shirt. I guess I didn't look
Right.
closely enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus, it was kind of like I was taking it against the darkness of the living room, so you probably can't really see it very well either.
The darkness.
Yeah. Well, I keep the curtains drawn and shit in there. I only turn the lights on when it actually is nighttime when you need them. So. But I got that. I got. Let's see. Well. Oh yes. I got the Fallout Geeky Tiki cup from Eric. So that was kind of a nice.
I always thought those were cool.
I did too because I was looking at some a while back because they had them on clearance at one of the Krogers here, but it was the Guardians of the Galaxy ones. So I was tempted to go over there and just raid that clearance rack and get all of them, but I didn't have the money at the time. But now I got Fallout Vault Boy Geeky Tiki, and I'm like I have to find some sort of tropical like Nuka drink to make, just so I actually have something to use this for.
Right.
And then you got IHOP gift card.
Yes, we both got the IHOP gift card because come on, we know we're all going to use it.
Andrew's just going to go on his own.
Fuck you guys, I'm getting IHOP.
Having a quiet breakfast. Fuck you guys.
I wake up and he's gone, and I'm like, where the fuck
There's
are
just
you?
a note. Went to IHOP. LOL. Sucker.
No, it just says IHOP, bitch.
Oh, okay. Now I see the shirt. Yeah. I like it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I saw it, and he was he tagged me in a post about a bunch of Misfits stuff like on sale, and I was like, okay, I'll get him a Misfits t-shirt. But then like I was looking on there, and these t-shirts are like $30, and I'm like, screw
Yeah.
that. So then I go to Amazon, and their shirts are like, like $12-20. So I'm like, okay. And then I saw that shirt, and I was like, yeah, I'm getting that one. Because it encompasses everything that he's into. So
Yes, it definitely does that, or at least two things at once, which is great.
Nice.
But yeah, other than that, I got like a bunch of candy in my stockings and stuff, which, that's pretty good. I already knew about the candy because we actually kind of like bought the candy ourselves, just because we were kind of like, well, we'll do candy for stocking stuffers. But I did get Angela a stocking stuffer though, because I happened to see one. And I was like, I can't just let that go.
Yeah.
So I got her a tea mug with some green tea, and it's blue.
and the Lindor truffles.
Yes, the Lindor white chocolate truffles, because I knew she was going to be getting a bunch of dark chocolate from like everybody that knows her. So I was like, I'm going to get you the white chocolate because I know she likes that. Plus
Yeah.
I'm white, so
Oh, Jesus. And then because I didn't get it for him like I normally do for like a present, we got Eric had paid us back the money that he owed us, so we went to the store and we got I got him a bath set, but he got an Axe bath set this time instead of
Old Spice.
Old Spice, because it came with a Bluetooth speaker. So
Oh, that's pretty cool.
we have a Bluetooth speaker that actually works properly in our bathroom now. So, and that was for like, what was it, like $14?
Yeah, I think that one was 14. They had another one that came with like a VR headset that you could put your phone into, but I was like, I have a feeling I'll be using the Bluetooth speaker a lot more. So I was like, I'll get the Bluetooth speaker. So, and that actually works pretty damn well. Like I cleaned off one of the sections of tiles near the tub and set up because there's only one outlet in that entire bathroom and it's right next to the sink. I have like an extension cord to move it out a little bit, so I got it plugged in and ready to go. It actually pairs with both of our phones, although it's a little tricky to get it to work sometimes, but it does work. So I'm happy about that.
Incoming calls too.
Yeah, so it actually will
awesome.
let me know somebody's calling them, and then when I pick it up or whatever, I just have to hit the speaker button and boom, it works through there.
So it's like waterproof and everything?
Yep.
Damn, I'm jealous. I'm about to go to the store and buy one of these.
Yeah,
Go to Walmart.
Yep, they have them
I'm
there.
fucking doing that shit. I got a $20 gift card and I was like, man, I want to get something like dumb.
Right.
You know?
There you go.
And I also
Just
got
dumb enough.
I kind of only got 2 presents this year. Like, we didn't really do much because we're broke. So we spent like all of our money on Titus and didn't really do gifts. And we made stuff for our families. We didn't like do a gift exchange. We were just like, yeah, when we have money again, we'll go and spend a weekend somewhere or something.
Right.
We'd rather not spend money we don't have now. So, my in-laws gave me a $50 Bass Pro gift card, and I was like, that's cool. Now at least I won't spend the $50 on bills, I guess, even though I needed that.
Right.
So I was considering getting a pair of like waterproof all-weather boots, or like just hanging on to it until I'm like, man, I really need a new fishing reel or something. So we'll see.
Nice.
I'm excited to have money for Bass Pro. I spend a lot of money at Bass Pro when I can, so always a good gift for me. Yeah, I could probably go there and buy like $50 worth of hooks and like flies in about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So hooks have gotten expensive, and like
Them damn hookers.
yeah, fucking hooks are pricey, dude. They're like, you gotta fucking turn some tricks on your way into Bass Pro to afford the hooks inside. Like, I'm serious. Like, we're talking, I don't know. Let me think. Maybe $20 for 5 hooks. Like, if you're getting the good ones. If you're getting the really cheap like bobber hooks, they're still like, $3 or whatever. But for the stuff that I've been using, it's like I get the cheaper ones, so I think I'm spending like 50 cents per hook, which is still kind of pricey. Like, $10 for 20 hooks or something like that, or 15. So it's not as bad, but it's still like, Jesus, like, I'm not losing this hook. Like, I'm going in the water after that shit.
Right.
I'm like, I've never been one to buy
some freaking head too.
Yeah, I've never been one to buy the super expensive fishing lures. Like, I've lost enough $10 crankbaits on rocks in the water that I don't buy them anymore. I buy the $1 crankbaits and throw the plastic worms and stuff like that. Just because it's like, hey, I got a bag of 100 plastic worms for $5 and 20 hooks, and this is going to last me an entire season and then some.
Right.
There you go.
So, yeah, and I still caught a bunch of fish.
Cool.
Anyway, yeah, Christmas was good for us. Titus really enjoyed it this year. He's 3. So it was kind of like his first time really getting into like opening the presents and handing them out to people and helping open theirs, and he was really excited. We got him a big yellow truck, like a dump truck, and he's been loading all of his other trucks into that and like pushing it around. So that was kind of cute. And actually, we got that for free when we went to Meijer. We bought some presents and stuff, and there was a guy walking up and down the aisles, and he was just like putting $25 into each register. Like, here you go. So when we scanned the item, it was like, hey, that's been free, or that's been, removed from your bill, or however the fuck it was phrased. I was like, that's pretty fucking cool. And the guy was just standing there with a big grin because we bought, obviously a kid's toy.
Right.
So he was really happy. So that was really sweet. But yeah, we had a pretty good Christmas. Ate a lot of food. I ate like 2 packages of cocktail weenies.
Yeah, we got shrimp and we forgot about it until after dinner, and I was like, oh, hey, we still have shrimp over here.
I always do that shit. There's always one thing.
So we had, we made ham and 2 types of potatoes to try and get Samantha to eat, which she didn't eat. And then we got broccoli and cheese sauce.
Yeah.
I love
And that's
it.
what we had for dinner. And then Samantha complained the whole time, basically, because she didn't want to eat it. But we had wine.
Nice.
And she hit her head on the table, so she got mad and went to her room because nobody felt sorry for her. So then after that, we had a good time.
Yeah, kids will be kids.
Yeah, it's just her, I think, being stressed out, having to go back and forth between the houses and stuff.
Yeah.
And then, not getting what she wants. And then...
So I was going to ask you a question about that. Do you think part of that might be her like testing to see if Santa Claus is real, or does she not believe in Santa? Because like maybe if she thought she made it up in her mind, Santa was supposed to know.
I don't know.
Like that was the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, yeah, maybe she's testing to see like is Santa real, and maybe that's why she was all upset.
I don't know.
It's like the thing I told her though too is that my father-in-law is going to be in town tomorrow. Actually, we're going to go out to dinner
So
with
maybe
him
she'll
for
get
his-
one then.
So maybe she'll get what she wants then, maybe not. If not, I mean, we have to pay to get your fucking tablet fixed, so shut the fuck up. Like,
Right.
I mean, like you're complaining about this stupid My Little Pony toy, yet we got to shell out $120 to fix your stupid tablet because you couldn't be bothered to take care of it. So maybe My Little Pony's not your
My Little Pony got pissed and went home.
right. Yeah, took its ball and went home.
Like I said, she never said anything about this until like
The day of.
she came home.
Right.
So I don't know if it's her testing to see, if Santa's real or what, because I don't know, because she never mentioned it to anybody, and they went and saw Santa and everything, and she didn't really mention anything to him about it. So I don't know. If I had known, maybe she would have gotten it, but she didn't tell me until that day, and I'm like, how am I supposed to get you something, or how's Santa supposed to get you something if you're just now mentioning it? So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Titus had a very specific Christmas list. He wanted, and he said it in the exact same order every time. And I was like, we're the worst parents in the world if he doesn't get every one of these, because he only wanted 3 things.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted, what was it? Dump truck, loader, crane.
Huh.
Those 3 things. And he got
Nice.
a dump truck, a loader, and a crane. He was very happy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he was super cute when he went to see Santa. He was kind of scared, but he eventually told Santa what he wanted. So
Nice.
Yeah, I was happy this year. Like, it took us like 10 minutes to see Santa. Like,
Nice.
literally, we got there. There was only one other person ahead of us in line,
Mhm.
and they sat on his lap. They're like, okay, smile, took the picture. Everybody smiled. Everybody looked great. We ordered the picture, and we were gone. That's never happened.
Wow.
Right.
That's crazy.
Like, literally, it took us longer to eat soft pretzels in the same area than to see Santa.
That's kind of funny.
And we had like an hour limit on the parking because we were at Jefferson Point, and we were actually parked like inside the little drive-through area that they made.
Oh yeah.
And it's like 1 hour parking
Mhm.
right next to the stores. And we were in and out within an hour. So
That's awesome.
yeah, I was pretty happy.
Yeah.
We took Titus to a Santa Claus that just like they have a tiny little Santa house in like a storage shed thing they decorated to look like an elf house. And they take it out for about a month every year and put it on the street down near the Lighthouse Mall where we live near Lake Michigan.
Mhm.
And Santa just sits there for like 3 hours, 2 days a week, like Friday and Saturday or Saturday and Sunday, from like 1 to 4, or maybe even 1 to 3. and you just walk up and take your own picture with your phone or your camera, and it's a husband and wife, and he's got a real beard, looks like Santa Claus, super nice people, and they just go and do that and give the kids candy canes anyway, and just seem to generally enjoy like actually doing that.
Yeah, my uncle is a Santa, and he does this. He does the same thing, except like now he's actually been on actual TV shows and stuff
Nice.
too. So
I feel like
He
that's
was
probably
on-
in my future.
he was on God, what's his face?
It's my favorite morning show host. God, what's his face?
Steve Harvey.
He was on Steve Harvey.
Mm,
Yeah.
On Steve Harvey's show like twice in 2 years.
nice.
Yeah, so. And then now my uncle's actually like he had like surgery because he was going blind, and they tried to help his eyes, and it
Oh,
didn't
wow.
help, and it actually made him worse. And so now like everywhere he goes, my aunt has to be like right there with him because he can't see very well.
He's
So
also lost a shit ton of weight too, so
yeah.
he's definitely not the Santa we once knew, you know.
Well, he pads himself.
Right. I'm just saying, like in general, even then he still had at least a little bit of a gut and whatnot. Now he's like rail thin almost. It's kind of sad in a way, but I mean,
Well,
happens, you know.
he is probably about your dad's age, so
Yeah,
which is like in his 70s.
yeah.
Nice. But yeah, anything else this week?
No, I don't think so. Eric started moving his stuff in today, and then we're gonna move him the rest of the way in tomorrow.
Okay.
And
Cool.
tomorrow we're having Christmas dinner with my dad at Biaggi's.
Nice. It's
And
exciting.
then Eric is actually gonna meet like my family and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
which is interesting because my grandmother is racist, so Eric is mixed, so that'll be interesting. Um,
Yeah.
my grandmother told me if I was ever with a black man, she would disown me.
Well, congrats on no grandmother.
So, um, so yeah, it's gonna be interesting. She also called me because she was in town all this week to see her cousin, and she was like, "So is Samantha gonna be there? Is she gonna be with her dad?" And I was like, "No, she'll be with her dad." She was like, "Oh, good. Oh, I mean, that sucks that I won't get to see Samantha." And I'm like, "This bitch."
No, she didn't.
Yeah. So, yeah, my grandmother's in her early, like late 80s, early 90s, I think.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a filter anymore. She just says what she wants. She just
I know
drinks
the
wine
feeling.
all day. So, you know,
Right.
like
Yeah.
I aspire to be in her shoes when I'm at her age, just sitting around drinking wine all day. But
Yeah.
she is racist.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
always that. Again, though, like, I know we kind of talked about it, but, like, I think that's a generational thing. They just kind of
Yeah.
grew up with it, and it was passed down, and we're finally getting over that shit.
It was normal then, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely not now. And it's like you can't really fault them too much. However, it's kind of like, you know, maybe just don't do that.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
mean, it seems like it's just important to be like, yeah, that's fucked up, and just move along. You don't need to correct them or, like, yell at them because they don't know any better. Like, it doesn't seem super terrible wrong to them.
Right.
You know, they're just like, yeah, fucking, that's how it is. That's life.
Yeah, she's not as bad as my grandfather was. My grandfather was horribly bad about it, but my grandmother, like, she treats everybody with respect and stuff. She doesn't like hate people to their face,
Right.
but she will say some shit behind your back. But but that's just, you know, old white ladies for you.
Mm-hmm.
As they do. Yeah, I mean, other than that, I have a job interview at a place that helps disabled people get jobs, which
Cool.
seems cool. I actually went to look to see if they were hiring because I was like, man, it would be awesome if I could get a job at the place where my cousin has to go to try to get a job. And I could help him out. So I applied for a position they had open and put that in my cover letter. And they called me back within a couple days and scheduled an interview for next week. So that was pretty cool. Hoping that works out. But yeah, other than that, just kind of a cold ass week. Been streaming quite a bit, playing a lot of Destiny. I actually have started taking my computer in the house on occasion to play games. Because it's literally getting down to like -20 here.
Right.
And like I have like my sleeves over my hands because I'm fucking freezing, and I have the heater going, and I'm trying not to run the heater constantly because it's kind of expensive to run.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to limit it to like I come out in the garage and stream for like 4 hours a day, and then the rest of the time spent in the house. That way I don't run up the electric bill and I don't freeze my ass off.
Right.
So when I'm out here, I'm streaming.
Nice.
But yeah. I've had a few pipes this week. I've gone through almost an entire tin of Taste of Spring, which I didn't like before, but now I really like for some reason. It smells really good too. It smells like vanilla. My wife was like, smoke that in the house. It smells good.
Nice.
So, and I did the other day, and my grandma complained about the smoke, and I'm like, you just smoked a pack of cigarettes. Why? What?
Yeah.
Like, no, go away. Stop. We're not having this conversation.
Like, mine smells better than yours.
Yeah. She's like, oh, well, it bothers me. It makes me cough. I'm like, you don't think the 2 packs a day do? Like, what are we talking about?
Right.
Like, my mom was hilarious when she actually quit smoking. My mom, like, quit smoking cold turkey when they told her she had COPD. And then she would yell at Andrew for smoking cigars.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
And I was like, I literally grew up where you smoked, like, a pack or 2 packs a day in the car with the windows rolled up.
Yep.
And you didn't care about that. But
yeah. Every day
like,
my grandma would drive me home from school in elementary school, like 40 minutes from South Bend with the windows up in the winter, smoking the whole time. And I'm like,
Right.
getting hot boxed with cigarettes.
yeah. And she's just like, but he's doing it around the children. And I'm like, you did it around the children too.
Yeah. Well, and that was honestly, like, I don't think it really ever affected me. Like, I'm not upset about it. Like, fucking do whatever. Just, it annoys me that you're gonna bitch about me having a cigar or a pipe. After all of that, and I never like said a word. And the only thing that ever really was an issue was everybody at school, like all the teachers would always be like, why do you always smell like smoke? I'm like, fucking my grandma smokes in our house. Like, my clothes smell like smoke. They always do. It's not a big deal.
So I would have just looked at him and been like, you're the reason why I smoke. It's all your fault. I hope you're proud of yourself.
Yeah, I was like 7, like 6 or 7. I was like, fucking, I don't know.
Did that at 7.
Yeah. I was just like, I don't know. We smoke in my house, I guess. Fucking deal with it.
Right.
Well, my stepmom actually would get upset because my dad didn't smoke, and so like every time we came over, she would be like, oh, can you put your clothes outside and go change your clothes because you just smell like smoke and I just can't stand it. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. We got that at the in-laws occasionally, where they'd be like, you guys all smell like smoke. I was like, yeah, because we smoke in the house and in my car. And
Right.
they didn't get it. They were like, well, why do all your clothes smell like smoke? Because the clothes are in the house with us. That's how this works.
Right.
And I get it. Like, cigarettes don't smell great. Like, I fucking get it. But,
Yeah.
I never noticed it because, it's just what you're used to. You don't smell it.
Right.
But yeah, apparently that was like the only real issue was other people would always be like, why do you smell like smoke? It's like, I'm fucking 6. I don't smoke. Go away. And if I did, go fuck yourself.
Right.
Like, I was outside, smoked a cigarette.
You know, I was fucking your mom, and I had to have a cigarette afterwards. So.
There you go.
Tell her I said hi, by the way.
Yeah. Gosh, I was gonna say something else, and I forgot what it was now. Yeah, I don't know. The only time it was an issue was then we started carpooling, like driving other kids to and from school, because it's like, you know, quite a bit of a drive. And I can understand other people not wanting you smoking around their kids. So
Yeah.
They stopped smoking on the way home from school then. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I've been enjoying the pipe quite a bit. I've been sticking to the corn cobs. I have a Church Warden, a Savinelli, but I don't really care for it because it's got this weird lemon-shaped bowl. And you
Right.
can't use like any regular pipe tool on it, and it's fucking annoying as shit. I don't like using my fingers and having ashes all over me and shit.
Right.
Also, I think it has a weird ghosted flavor from the previous owner. It was an estate pipe that I got for like $20.
Right.
And it always, like every tobacco that I've had that I really like, when I put it in that pipe, it always tastes funny. So also we should mention, Zero isn't with us. He's with his family in a cabin in the woods.
Long as you don't find any books of the dead, you'll be all right.
Yeah, I feel like
Just
he's
saying.
going to be too messed up to find anything.
Right.
But
Probably.
apparently his heating went out in his car on the way there, so he froze his ass off, literally.
Yeah.
So hopefully he gets that fixed, or it warms up before they come home.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they'll find Sasquatch and he'll fix the car. That's usually how those movies end, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so did you guys did you get to watch any movies or do anything like that?
Nope, I had to work, and that's pretty much what I did. And I've had a lot of late nights this week because for some reason, normally after the holiday, like everything kind of like maybe like the first day is like heavy.
Right.
And
Returns
then
and
it-
stuff too, though. Like that shouldn't affect you.
No, that doesn't affect me, but like in the warehouse, like normally the volume like is heavy the first day just to kind of like restock everybody, and then after that it kind of tapers off to more normal. No, it just kept getting heavier and heavier and heavier. So like I was there till like midnight every night. So it's like that kind of sucks. I mean, I'm glad my kids aren't in school, so I don't have to worry about rushing them off in the morning. But it does kind of suck. Although yeah, it'll be nice on the checkbook
Right.
once I get paid and all, but that won't be till the following check.
Right, right.
So, but yeah, but other than that, I mean, it wasn't too bad. It's mainly too because we're short-staffed right now because one guy had this whole week off. Another guy has been helping out our AP guys because there's one of them is on maternity leave. So, and we're not sure exactly when she's going to get back. I mean, they were saying it was probably going to be the first, like after the first.
Yeah.
But they're saying it might be like the middle of January before she gets back. So we're not sure
Oh, wow.
how long he's going to be helping them out for at this point. And so it's basically like it's basically like our manager and me and one other guy like running the show. So it's like, run and get shit done now. Let's go.
Right.
Plus we got to do everybody else's shit because when somebody's off, you got to do all their aisles, and then like normally. The one guy that's out at AP, he'll come back in at like 9 o'clock or whatever because they're usually done out there by then, and then he'll do his aisles and take care of like that kind of stuff. But this time it's like, yeah, I'm not coming back in. They got me out here like all night, like there's trucks and shit everywhere, and just. In fact, like last night they had a guy like back into the fucking door for like I don't know 5-6 times because he kept fucking it up every time.
Wow.
It's like, dude, like, do you even truck, bro?
Wow.
It's like, Jesus, man. But like, 1 or 2 times and with snow, like I could see it, but like after about the 3rd time, like maybe you should just let us do it for you instead. Before you get pissed off and then start yelling at us like it's our fault,
Right.
But yeah, that was kind of an amusing thing from last night, but
Yeah, I know every time we've gone to the store, like the grocery store, Walmart, anywhere, it's been fucking packed.
yeah.
Like, no parking at all. And I went to the brewery one day this past week, Wednesday, and there was no fucking parking. Like, I ended up parking on the street.
Wow.
And there were no people at the bar. There was one guy sitting there at the bar. It was just all families sitting there having lunch at like 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I was like, the fuck are you people doing? Go away.
Like, Christmas shopping is supposed to be the week before.
Right. Yeah, but I guess they
not-
were all just bored and had their kids and were like, yeah, fuck this. We're getting out of the house. I'm sick of this shit.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It may be that maybe a lot of stores are doing like leftover deals and shit too, though.
And it is right across from the big shopping center there. So I'm sure there were a lot of people just in from Chicago for the holiday and that sort of thing.
Right, because
Right.
a lot of people will take like Christmas off as well as like the New Year, like the 2 weeks. A lot of, especially like teachers and shit, will travel and see their family because they're off for 2 weeks.
Right.
I
Right.
know, like Amanda's been off work for 2 weeks because she's a teacher.
Yeah.
But like, I listened to the Ready Player One book this week.
Did you actually finish it all or no?
I have like 2 hours left.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm at the end. But it's really good. Like I was telling Eric about it
Mm-hmm.
because he had heard about the book and I was like, you need to listen to the book too.
Yeah.
So he might get your login info too.
Okay.
It's a
Thanks for
$33 book.
I did actually think about sharing that with you if possible, Andrew. I know you can like loan books out through Audible as well.
Well, I haven't messed with it, and I'm not sure if that's one of those like member perk things because I'm not actually. I have. an
Yeah, I don't
account.
know because I used to
I
be a
don't have
member.
Yeah, I don't have a membership to them. I just like every once in a while I'll go on there and buy like a book and listen to that or whatever. But
Yeah, I'm
I don't
gonna
have
to
a
look.
membership
I'm
thing, so
curious.
I have no idea. But yeah, I was thinking about that too. I was thinking about doing that because I know Angela had an Audible account, and I was going to do that. But I was like, it's just easier for me to give her my login, and she just logs in under my name, and it's already right there. Why do I have to take the extra step? Shit, we live
Mhm.
together, married, like everything's kind of shared anyway. So what difference does it make, really?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
Well-
I know you've listened to probably all of the Dresden Files books that I have.
I actually haven't listened to most of those. Most of them I've read. Like I've actually read all of the books like before I even knew there were audio versions. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like
Damn audio virgins.
damn audio versions. Listen up, bitch.
Yeah, but I do have some books on here that like are my favorite books in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be cool if you guys could actually listen to those too. And then I have some of the Star Wars books as well.
Yeah.
But I have stuff like The Winter King, which is my all-time favorite book. And then like Bone Shaker, The Martian, Inferno.
Bone Shaker I actually read. I really like her Clockwork Century series.
Yeah,
actually.
that stuff's really good.
Have you checked out any of her other books in that series yet, or?
I think I've read one or two of them. I can't remember.
Because I know I read Bone Shaker, and then I read Dreadnought, and I started doing Clementine. I never actually got all the way through Clementine yet.
Okay.
But yeah, I've been working my way through those. I really like the world she set up, even though like obviously there's some alternate history stuff because it's set in like Seattle, but like there's like landmarks and stuff that she has in the books that in reality weren't built till way later.
Yeah.
But it's still cool to like see how that plays out, and the characters she writes I think are very like interesting and pretty much well thought out, like not necessarily like she doesn't give you like date of birth and shit like that, but like she gives you a pretty good overview of who the person is and why they're here doing whatever it is that's going on.
Right.
And plus there's one character in there, Jeremiah Swackhammer. Like,
Yeah.
that's a fucking name. Like,
It's a pretty cool character too.
yeah, exactly. So like the airship
Swack
pilot.
hammer.
I do like the
Yeah.
voices in that audiobook version as well. It's pretty good.
Yeah. See, I haven't checked out the audiobook versions. I have physical copies of Dreadnought and Bone Shaker because I used to go to Borders when I had nothing to read when I worked at the Walmart store because I had hour-long lunches, and it's like, well, I want to read something while I'm sitting there. So It's like I'll just browse the science fiction, fantasy section at Borders and see if anything jumps out at me. And I saw that one on the shelf. I was like, steampunk looks cool, has a cool cover. I'll check it out. So I ended up reading that one. I was like, I like these. I hope she's got more of these. And then I found the other ones later on, and I picked up Clementine as like a Kindle book or something like that. So, but I haven't had a chance to go back and pick that one up and finish it.
Yeah. We did go and see the new Star Wars movie. I have very mixed feelings on it. I feel like I loved half of it, and it felt like a New Hope level good Star Wars film for half of the movie. And not like the first half, but like parts throughout it. There were like amazing segments that felt that same feeling that the original trilogy had.
Right.
And then the rest had like Jar Jar Binks level disappointment.
Mm.
And then, there were, gray areas in between that were a little bit somewhere in between that where it's like, yeah, it's all right,
Well, that movie's gotten a lot of shit. Like,
I feel like it's gotten too much
shit. That
like,
didn't like it.
The internet overreacts. Like, it was good. I definitely didn't like it as much as
Force Awakens.
Force Awakens, thank you. It definitely had a middle movie feel to it.
Yeah.
I really got that middle movie vibe from it, and I think the third movie is going to be fucking unbelievable. So, like, I'm fine with it. I feel like they gave us a decent overall story. They tied up some loose ends that I didn't mind the way they did it. It had a real weird scene in it that I'm not going to spoil. But it was so awkward. Like, honestly, I feel like we're probably going to see a version of that movie with scenes removed. They were that awkward and bad. And it looked like a sitcom shot in the middle of a Star Wars movie, if that makes sense. I was like, what is this, Friends? Like, what are we watching?
Yeah, I mean, like, it doesn't make sense because obviously I haven't seen it, so I don't have any context really. And I'm not trying to like dig up all the spoilers and shit like that. Like, I generally, when I do see it, want to be like mostly surprised.
Right, and I don't want to say anything in particular about it, but I feel comfortable saying like it was an awkward scene or like an awkward like fifth of the movie. And I feel like they probably should have cut that out and gave us another like fucking dogfight or something instead.
Right.
Because it was just so fucking weird.
Yeah.
But, it is what it is, and you got to take the good with the bad. And I'm with Kevin Smith. I agree with his opinion of, I'm just glad there's more Star Wars.
Right.
Like, I feel that way about the prequel trilogy. Like, yeah, they were pretty fucking shitty, but I was fucking happy as shit to see Darth Maul and those lightsaber fights, and I was super stoked for the pod racing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a lot of good things that came out of those movies.
It's more of what you like. I mean, yeah, obviously there's going to be some stuff that you either didn't like or didn't ask for or whatever.
But let's be honest, Return of the Jedi was kind of meh. Like,
I mean,
they're not all perfect.
Right. I mean, yeah, Return of the Jedi is basically like by that point you pretty much know how it's going to end.
Right.
I mean, even if you haven't seen it before, like if you've seen the other two up to that point, you kind of know, okay, this is going to go out on like a high note.
And I will say, the one big disappointment I had with The Last Jedi was it went exactly the way I thought it was going to go.
Right.
Like, there was absolutely no doubt at any point, like, oh, this is going to go this way. Like, it was a spoiler all of its own, like, in itself.
Well, yeah, for you, there just wasn't anything new or surprising, really. It was just like, yeah, it's pretty much ended up where I expected it
and
to
I went
end
into
up.
it dark. I watched the trailer, the first trailer that came out that was like at the beginning of some other movie I watched.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the only thing I watched or listened to about it. I had no knowledge of the movie going into it. And I was still like, yeah, I know what happens.
Right. Yeah, see, for me, I try not to do that. I mean, it's kind of like there's two schools of thought. Like when you're reading a mystery book, you can either sit there and try to figure it out before you get to the end of the book, or you can just sit there and kind of let the whole thing sort of wash over you, and then get to the end and be like, oh, that's who did it, huh? Well, I had my suspicions, but you didn't really actively try to solve it before the end of the book. And that's kind of how I look at movies, especially like, with like the superhero flicks and Star Wars, stuff like that. That's basically a long running series. Is like I just let each installment fill me in until I get to whatever the ultimate, finale is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what I'm doing with like these Star Wars. So like I really like Force Awakens. I mean, obviously I was pissed they killed off my favorite classic Star Wars character, and I was also more pissed off being a fan from a long time ago that I was hoping that like before the movie even came out, before I even saw it, I was hoping that they would get into the young Jedi Knight stuff with like Han and Leia's kids. I was hoping that was going to be like what the next series of
I feel like we'll see that.
About.
I feel like we'll see that post 2020.
Yeah, I mean that's to me in a way if they drop the ball on anything, I think if nothing else, even if they didn't do it verbatim, like they could have at least lifted the names of the characters and some of the locations and like did some stuff with it, but then they could have spun it off into its own direction,
Yeah.
But
well,
I mean that's just
so
me like
I'm kind of okay. I'm kind of okay with them like getting rid of the old universe and like moving forward.
Right. I'm not
like
I'm not
it sucks to see those characters like Han go.
Yeah. Right.
And obviously Carrie Fisher's gotta be out of the films.
Yeah, that's different. That
right.
Again, literally
I'm just saying like they have to do that.
Yeah. And that's
but
fine,
I'm okay with it. Like they've had a good run. They've had a ton of movies.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of moving forward rather than doing like more prequels and just not addressing any of it. Like even if they don't necessarily address it the way I'd like it to be, I'm glad they're just actually putting something out there because it's better than leaving everyone guessing.
Yeah. But like I don't know, to me that was like my big disappointment with that, but it's like all right, I'm willing to see where this is going. I saw Force Awakens, like all right, it's a good movie, and I mean half of the fun really with that whole thing with me was getting Angela to watch all the Star Wars flicks because you didn't really grow up. You grew up in a more Star Trek house, so
yeah,
you didn't have a lot of the Star Wars growing up. Like I got both because my dad's a huge sci-fi guy, so I watched Star Wars and Star Trek and Alien and Aliens and like I got all that stuff, Predator and RoboCop and so I'm very well entrenched in that genre, but it was for me. It was half the fun was going to watch it. It's like, all right, we're gonna watch the classic movies first. We're gonna watch the prequels. We're gonna do this in chronological, our timeline order, and then you can kind of see the differences between those, and then we'll start watching the new movies. And like you liked Force Awakens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, I mean, I know you're not as gaga about Star Wars as like me or Dan are, but
I'm not. No. Like I tolerate them. I'm not one of those people that's not. Don't ever use that word. No, that's not how that works. You saying tolerate is like saying your grandma tolerates Samantha being at the dinner.
Right.
That's not the word you need.
I'll tolerate this shit.
Right.
I mean, they're not terrible movies, but
I won't
I'm not,
spit on you for saying you like it.
Right.
I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, let's be all gung ho about going to see it because it's not one of my favorite things.
Right.
But
and I mean,
I'm not gonna be like, oh fuck this shit.
Right.
I feel like you're the audience that would be the target audience for these movies because I feel like they're doing something to make them a little less fanboy only.
Mm-hmm.
They're basically trying to make it more for either like the casual fans who are younger, who didn't grow up entrenched with Star Wars like we did, and who, I mean, modern sensibilities are different now. So like a lot of the stuff that happened in the classic Star Wars flicks, even the prequels, nowadays seems, out of place or old hat, or like, why would they do that? That doesn't make any sense. So you have to change things up, like.
Right.
Like everybody, like when Force Awakens came out, everybody made fun of, emo Kylo Ren. It's like it's like Vader when
That
he got.
was hilarious.
It was, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, for a modern audience, that's funny, and yet, yeah, it is kind of creepy and weird at the same time. But it kind of sort of makes its own levity. Whereas, when we saw Darth Vader on screen as kids and growing up, it's like, that motherfucker, don't fuck with that motherfucker. Like
Right.
he doesn't tolerate, especially when you got to Empire, because he's just fucking choking people to death right and left. And
Yeah,
it's like,
we actually. That's funny you mentioned that because we put A New Hope on TV today while Titus was starting to take his nap or laying down to take a nap because he likes Star Wars, but
yeah, his attention span's not there yet.
yeah, he just likes the the fight scenes and stuff right now.
Right.
And at the beginning of A New Hope,
Yep.
Darth Vader comes onto the ship and
Yep.
starts fucking people up, and he was messing around, and then he just kind of froze, and you could tell he was kind of scared of Darth Vader.
Right.
Like that character has that foreboding effect.
Right.
And it always was weird to me because Kylo Ren does not have that vibe to him. And I feel
He
like they
has-
do address that a little bit too.
Yeah, he has that very much, like, I want to, he literally is, he's the guy that goes to the concert wearing the shirt of the band he's going to go see.
Yeah.
He wants to be the next Vader. He really, really wants to be, but he just doesn't
He is,
have...
as they say, a poser.
Yes, exactly. He is not...
He's got his homemade lightsaber and his tribute mask.
Right, exactly. Like he looks the part. He tries his best. I mean, granted, the one thing that he can do that's creepy that I haven't seen done before, really, in other Star Wars films is that whole, like, pulling information out of your head with the Force thing. Like, that's kind of fucked up. And the fact that all
Well,
of a
Darth
sudden-
Vader did that in A New Hope with Leia.
He did that, but he didn't, like, tie her to a chair and fucking, like...
Well, they didn't
know-
show it, but he did. Like, they imply that he sucked the information out of her head.
Right, but I'm also saying, like...
So dirty.
Yeah, I know. But, like, I'm saying that's kind of the difference, though. It's like he has to go. It's like the guy who has to do, like, BDSM in order to get off. Like,
Right.
he has to go through the whole fucking thing in order to get off. Whereas Vader can just show up and be like, I got the information. Bye.
Right,
like,
right.
I'm
He
good.
was more
Clean yourself
interested
up.
in his objective,
Right.
whereas Kylo is like, no, I'm here for the show.
Right, I'm here for the show, and I'm gonna make this hurt while I'm at it because that's my thing. It's like,
Well, and I will say, I think that's the best part of the movie is they really go out of their way to flesh out those new characters and give them a really, really deep kind of backstory. Like, you feel like those characters.
right.
And they really go out of their way to address, like, all of the things that you're talking about in this movie, specifically with Kylo Ren.
Well, that's what I expected, like, because I've seen the trailers, but that's about as much as I've looked into the movies. And it's like, in this one, I definitely know we're going to get a lot more about who Kylo Ren really is, where he came, how he got to where we saw him in Force Awakens, and also where he's at now, and see where he goes from here. Because I know, like, it seems like in the trailer, he's not wearing his mask a lot more now.
Like I said,
Which-
they address a lot of these things.
Yeah, I'm sure they
Um,
do. I'm not trying to get you to spoil it for me, but I'm just like...
I know.
Just-
That's why I'm trying really hard not to
I know,
tell
I know.
you specific
know.
things here, and I really want you to see it just so we can have that conversation.
Right. Well, I'm just spitballing my, my own limited
Well,
expectations.
and I guess I'm trying to kind of steer your expectations in the right way. Like, there are really incredible, great things about this movie.
Right.
You just have to go into it with tempered expectations and just kind of say, yeah, I'm going to pick out the incredible stuff, and it's a middle movie.
Yeah, and that's fine because, like, and I mean, in general, a lot of people are talking about, like, it got a lot of similar criticism as Empire did.
Yeah.
Which that's fine for me because Empire is my favorite of the classic films. So, like,
I thought
guess,
everybody liked Empire the most. Like,
Sure,
that's
but-
always been my favorite.
Yeah, well, the majority of it I like mainly because, like I said before, Han Solo is like one of my favorite characters. So, obviously he got a lot more to do in that film, so that was nice. And you got to meet more of like people he's met and get more into who he is as a person. Because other than that, you don't really know much about him in A New Hope, other than like he's a smuggler pirate guy. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
Also, one of the other things that's disappointing to me, and this isn't really a spoiler because it's everywhere,
Right.
the little porg things.
That thing, as soon as I saw it in the trailer, I was like, God damn it, they had to do this, didn't they?
They're-
They had to give us a Jar Jar.
So they're not in it that much,
Good.
but they're
Okay.
awful. Like, they're abysmal. And I also feel like Chewbacca was really done a disservice in this movie. They kind of used him as, like, not comic relief, but almost as, like, background. He's like scenery, and it kind of bothers me. But there's no true Jar Jar in this movie. It's not that.
Yeah.
But there's like a series of things in it that equate to a Jar Jar being in this movie. Did I lose you guys, or are you there? Oh. I think Skype just had a hiccup.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, yeah, because your Twitch feed stopped for a second too. So
Yeah. Okay. Well, all my stats look fine, but yeah, it might have been my internet hiccuping. So if I disappear, I'll be back momentarily.
okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I really like the movie. The one thing that I will say is it's the movie that I'm not gonna go back and watch. I might see it like, once every couple of years, if that. Like if I watch the whole series or something. But it's the movie out of the new ones that I just don't see myself watching more than once again.
Right.
Just because it's a lot of setup, a lot of backstory. There's just not much there if you just want to watch it as like, hey, a cool Star Wars movie. Like watch Rogue One or, The Force Awakens. Like I've watched those
Right.
movies both like a dozen times. This
Yeah.
one I'm like, I don't need to see it again. I know what comes out of this.
Yeah, but that's what I think Force Awakens has enough like fun and interesting stuff going on that you can watch that one multiple
Right.
times without it getting too boring. Whereas like I don't know, some of the other ones like I would not want to watch fucking whatever the second prequel is. Not Revenge of the Sith, that's the third one. Attack of the Clones. Yeah, because that one, after a while, it's like, okay, nothing's really happening. He's like trying to get it on with her. Yay.
Yeah.
I mean, like, is Zach Morris gonna show up? Because this is kind of like fucking like Saved by the Bell, Star Wars,
Right.
Yeah,
I don't
so
know.
it's like-
I enjoyed it. I think people are being more harsh than they should be. And a lot of it seems very disingenuous, especially when you watch the movie and then you read what people are saying. You're like, no, you're literally making shit up because you're on the internet. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, and that's the main problem I have with just like movie criticisms and whatnot, like overall in general on the internet, especially with new stuff. As soon as it comes out, you have all these reaction videos, and like there's a few people that I'll watch on like YouTube or whatever that like when they give a reaction, they're at least being like as objective as possible. Like they'll give you stuff they didn't like about it, but they usually don't go on huge diatribes. Now, like if you go and watch like Angry Joe, granted I understand that's his shtick, is to get all upset about stupid shit. But like if I want an honest, like clear review of a film, whether I should pay my money to go see it, especially if I'm on the fence about it, I want something more objective. Like Andre the Black Nerd, like on his Black Nerd comedy channel, he does a good job of being like, all right, look, here's the setup for the movie, here's the good stuff, here's the stuff that I didn't enjoy, and here's like the nerdy stuff. And he usually does 2 reviews depending on the film. Like he'll do one that's the non-spoiler, so like anybody can watch it and get an idea. And then later on, if he'll do a spoiler one for those that want to really get like in depth about it. But even then, like he never goes off on like angry rants. Like when he gets angry, he just laughs about stupid shit that happened in the movie. That was like, well, that was dumb, whatever. But like I actually watched his review of the Gem and the Holograms movie, which I already knew was going to be a piece of shit. As soon as I saw the trailer for it, I'm like, first of all, this has nothing to do with the damn cartoon show in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, why are we even bothering to call it this? Why don't we just call it anything else?
Right.
You know? But that's the problem I have, because like a bunch of people tend to go down that rabbit hole of this sucks and it's terrible because this and this, and you know, like they're all just too focused on talking about how shitty it is. You know, granted, I understand that's going to get you clicks and whatnot, but I mean, try to be more objective about it instead of just flat out saying it sucks.
I feel like people want to be angry about it.
Yeah.
And they're the ones to ignore. There are legitimate gripes in the movie. It's like anything else. Like, the legitimate gripes get lost in the sea of bullshit.
Right.
And if you go into it and you look at it objectively, you know, it's a way better movie than people are making it out to be. And I feel like it definitely fits in the Star Wars universe.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to like it. Like, nobody's forcing you to like all of the stuff in the movie. You can like parts of it and not other parts.
I mean, that's how I got through the prequels. Like, you know, I you know, obviously I was excited as everybody else was for them, but I'm not.
I go back and watch those a lot. Like, I feel like the action in those ones alone is worth watching.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you're also picking out the parts that you like. Like, there's a bunch of stuff that we don't like about it. But, you know, we're able to be like, okay, well, that happened anyway. Oh, here's the part I like again. You know, like, we're getting back to where I wanted to be, you know.
I mean, like, I feel like that way about certain slices of pizza, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, oh, this one has a mushroom. I'm going to eat it anyway, but that's not my favorite bite. Like, fucking just enjoy it. Enjoy the whole pie.
Right.
It's not going to stop me from eating the whole pizza.
It's not going to stop you from drinking your beer to wash it down, too. So, I mean,
Exactly.
hey, you know, just go with it.
Yeah, fucking enjoy your movie and stop being stupid nerds on the internet. Fucking nerds.
Yeah, I mean, that, you know.
Nerds.
And that's my thing in general. Like, yes, I'm a geek. Yes, I have opinions, but, like, I don't see the point in getting all, like, bent out of shape. Like, I've got more shit in my real life to be bent out of shape about.
It's a movie. Don't get butthurt over a movie.
Right, it's a movie. If you don't like it, guess what? After you've watched it once, you never have to watch it again.
If you really feel that strongly about it, you can buy 30 copies and use them as clay pigeons to shoot with a shotgun.
I mean, if you feel that strongly about it, fine. Or again, it's just like reading, like, you know, stupid stuff on the internet or whatever, like on Facebook. You can just keep scrolling, you know, like just walk away from it.
I feel like Dory is needed here. Just keep scrolling.
Yeah, exactly. Just keep scrolling. Yeah, don't worry about it. And that's basically what I've done with it. Like, I've seen a few memes here, which, you know, the one that I liked wasn't really a spoiler one. It was just basically saying, like, everybody hated, or the people that did hate Force Awakens were bitching that it was too derivative of the other films. Fine. This one comes along and apparently is doing some stuff that's different, you know, that people, like, basically asked for, that didn't like, you know, Force Awakens. Now we're giving you something different, and then you want to bitch about it being different. Like, look, motherfucker, make up your mind. You cannot have it both ways. Either you want it to be derivative or you have to have it be new. You can't really straddle those two together.
Right.
You know, those two don't go together. You have to pick one or the other. But whatever. I mean, I don't know. I mean, again, I haven't seen the film, so I don't have really any way to really weigh in one way or the other. But as far as I'm concerned, in general, I've seen a lot of reviews of, like, movies in general, like other movies that I haven't seen that I've wanted to or thought about seeing, like, you know, like Valerian. I heard, you know, it was like, it's a really pretty movie, but the story sucks. Like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll still that. I could. Like that, right, and that's an honest, objective review. Like, it's a really pretty visual movie, but the story and the characters and the actors don't really have any chemistry, so it kind of falls flat. Okay, fine, but I mean, it's pretty to look at. I can still watch it and probably enjoy it. And again, like you were saying, pick the parts out that I really liked about it, and, you know, ignore the rest of it. So, I mean, that's that. I think that part of it has been lost in the whole, like, on demand Netflix, you know, like, generation now, because, like, when we, you know, saw trailers for movies or whatever, when we finally got to see these movies, like, there wasn't a lot of like you might have seen a trailer maybe if you were like a uber nerd or whatever you got to read like Starlog or Fangoria or any of the magazines dedicated to that stuff, but by and large you know you didn't know much about it, and even after you watch the movie it's like, okay, well, that was a good movie, I liked it, and you went in without any expectations. But now because they do this, like, it's almost like the 24-hour news cycle where it's like a 24-hour fucking hype train of, you know, you got to go see this movie, you got to go see this movie, you got to go see this movie. It's like, look, motherfucker, I'm sorry. It's coming out on fucking Christmas. I got shit to do and no money to do any of it. So, you know, I'm sorry. I have to pick and choose what I'm going to spend my time and money on. And right now it's not you. So,
Right.
you know, that's,
God
I
damn
mean,
it.
what'd I do?
You're like, right. I gotta pick and choose what I gotta spend money on, and right now it's not you. I'm like, God damn.
Harsh.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I mean, maybe it's my, I don't know, like, maturing in my old age or whatever, but it's like, I can wait for video to see, like, the Star Wars movie. Like, I would love to go see it in the theater, but I didn't adequately prepare for it. Like, I knew it was coming out, but it's like I had other shit going on lately, and
You didn't adequately prepare.
exactly,
You
I
are
did
not
not.
prepared.
Yes, I didn't do my warm-up stretches. But, like, you know,
Crap.
yeah, exactly. Cramps. But no, I just don't want to, you know, that's the one thing I hate about, like, I love the fact that geek culture has had this big, like, upswing in recent years. But on the other hand, there's this part of me that gets annoyed by it to a degree because of the fact that there's times where I feel like, you know, they talk about, like, you know, like body shaming or whatever. Like, I feel like I'm nerd shamed because I don't go see the latest whatever geek tentpole movie or TV show or whatever's out there. Like, I'm sorry. I'm an adult. I've got shit I got to do. You know, I can't spend all day sitting around, you know, and watching these movies and shit that everybody wants me to. Like, I still haven't watched fucking Punisher because I just haven't had 2 seconds or how,
Right.
well, it take more than 2 seconds.
12
obviously.
hours.
Right. Yeah, I just haven't had 12 hours to sit and watch all these shows because, you know, I've had work and holidays and kids and
Throw it on the ground.
yeah, exactly. Like, it's not my dad, it's a cell phone. But yeah, I mean,
Wow.
Sorry.
But
SNL skit.
yes, it's a very hilarious SNL skit. But I mean, I feel sometimes like a
So-
lot of the geek culture is like, you have to go see this movie. Like, yeah, cool, you're going to loan me like $40 to go see it? Because, you know, well,
I will
actually,
say
like,
we went and saw it. We did go and see it at a matinee, so it cost us $10,
yeah,
and it was really weird. Like, we bought our tickets on an app,
yeah.
and I was like, okay, cool. They'll just scan my phone when we walk in,
Mm-hmm.
and we walked in, and we're like, all right, so who's scanning our phone? Fucking nobody was there, so we just walked into the theater. Like, I'm not advocating it,
Right,
but
it's just that happened that way, yeah.
apparently if you show up at 11 a.m., you just fucking walk into the theater and nobody says a fucking word to you.
I mean, if you're going like early in the week, most of the time that's kind of how it is.
I mean,
It's
we
like,
went on Christmas Eve.
or yeah, early in the morning on Christmas Eve. Most people are still running around doing Christmas shopping unless
I
they've already got
guess.
care
And
of,
yeah,
so-
the theater was only like half full. It was not that busy.
Mhm.
But yeah, I was like, that's
Literally
too
could have
weird.
gotten it for free.
Yeah. I mean, I was happy to pay my $10 or whatever. But
yeah, it wasn't that terrible that you're demanding a refund. Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know. It's worth $10 to go see that movie.
That's why I'm
but,
kind of hoping it might last in theaters long enough to be out during my birthday, but I doubt it because that might be what I end up doing for my birthday this year, but I'm
Yeah.
not sure if that'll be the case or not. 'Cause I've
Yeah.
had that happen to me once before. So I wanted to see RoboCop 3. Granted, yes, in hindsight, I'm glad it was out of theaters before I did, I guess, but that was
So,
the movie I was wanting
the
to go
real
see.
reason I was so hell-bent on making sure I went and saw it in the theater
Mm-hmm.
is I always feel kind of gypped that I didn't get to go see the original trilogy in theaters because I just wasn't alive.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least I wasn't like going to the theater.
Yeah, and like for me, even when the special editions came out, I was in fucking middle school, so I didn't have a job.
Right.
money, and my dad's not going to pay for me to go watch these movies. Like,
So,
fuck, watch them at
like,
home. Like,
I'm gonna go see every fucking Star Wars movie in the theaters because I don't want to miss out. And like, I'm stoked to be able to take Titus when he's old enough.
right,
You know,
exactly.
and like the same with the Marvel movies. Like, I would have fucking given my left arm to be able to watch the current Marvel movies. Like, give me the worst fucking Marvel movie, or even a DC movie for that matter.
Yeah,
If I had had that shit when I was a kid, my
Yeah.
mind would have been fucking blown. So, like, I'll take your worst fucking Marvel and DC movies and
Yeah.
watch the shit out of them and enjoy it. Same with Transformers. Like, yeah, they're fucking shitty stories, but they're
Yeah.
fucking kids' TV shows made to sell toys.
right.
And I'm like, fuck yeah, Optimus Prime looks fucking incredible in these movies.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit if he's fucking whacking off to Energon cubes.
That's a whole different movie altogether.
Oh man.
Wow.
Yeah. Now we're here. But no, I'm just happy to see more Star Wars movies, and I'm super excited about all of the upcoming side stories and stuff. I think that's all going to be really fucking cool.
Yeah.
The expanded universe, as you will. So yeah, it was a pretty good Christmas week for us. Like, yeah, we're poor and whatnot, but we had a bunch of good food and got to do a bunch of stuff that we wanted to do. So I can't
I mean,
complain.
Yeah, that's about the best Christmas / like end of the year thing that you could probably hope for. And I mean, that's basically where we're at. I mean, we got, even though Samantha was, upset about that one toy, and like I told her that day, I was like, I'm still waiting for my NES. I'm still waiting for Power Wheels. Like I never got either.
Yeah,
of those
I'm
two
upset
things when I
that
was
Santa Claus didn't bring me a Super Nintendo Classic Edition. But you know
Yeah.
what? Fucking oh well. I'll get
Mhm.
over it and play my 200 Steam games and watch my library of movies and fucking get over it.
Right, exactly. Like on
Also,
one
I'm
hand,
an
yeah,
adult, so I get it. Like, kids are kids. But,
Yeah.
you
But
know,
I'm
they
just
gotta
saying
learn.
too. Yeah, I'm just saying. Like I always every year I always had like those were the top two things on my Christmas list. I mean, I didn't get a Nintendo till Nintendo 64 came out for Christmas. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it is a Nintendo. It's better late than never, but it's still not that one thing that like all my friends had that I never got to play unless I went over there. And half the time it like didn't work or whatever. So yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things, but I mean, I think for the most part we're ending the year on as high a note as we can. I'm kind of bracing myself to figure out what's going to happen next year
Right?
with everything, So
Yeah, hopefully the world doesn't explode.
I don't know, man. I'm waiting for that Vault-Tec rep to show up.
Yeah. Well, the way things have been going, he's not going to make it to my house.
Yeah, probably not. Not ours either, but I'm still hoping. I'll see him across the street, be like, "Hey, psst, come here. Psst. I got a jar full of caps, man. Come on." Like, come on.
He
dude.
really does.
It's like, no, but really, he's got a jar.
Got a jar full of caps, man. I'll give them to you. Just give me on that
You want to
list.
pop a cap?
Just get me on that list, man.
Pop a cap in that ass.
It's like the way you say it sounds sexual, and it's really not at all.
Furthest thing possible from that.
I mean, I guess you could literally shove the gun up the person's ass, but I don't. I mean, you might feel pleasure till the trigger's pulled. I don't know.
I mean, that'd be the best way to go out. Best orgasm.
If
Whatever
you get to
floats
have
your
one.
boat.
Hopefully he doesn't he doesn't trigger early.
Triggered.
Worst way possible.
Right. But yeah, that entertainment-wise, I mean, other than the Boss Baby and Trolls being kind
The
of
Boss Baby Marathon?
Yes, the Boss Baby and Trolls marathon. That's about all we've really gotten to see because
At least you got to see Trolls. All I get to see is fucking Boss Baby. And she knows every fucking word. So like then when it's not on,
Mhm.
she's like spewing all of it. Like, she's talking about it, she's singing it, she's saying it. Everything's Boss Baby right now.
I'm not mad because that was me as a kid, literally. Like, I was the one running around talking about Jaws all day long. I mean, yeah, Jaws versus the Boss Baby. Yes, it's a much better movie, but I'm just saying, like, I see where she gets it from. She's kind of making me proud right now.
Yeah, I've been debating on when to watch Jaws with Titus, and I'm like, on one hand, he probably can deal with it, but on the other hand, he probably doesn't need to see that.
Yeah, not yet. Well,
like,
maybe
I don't
another-
know. He's already afraid of sharks, which I appreciate. Like, maybe that was passed down in my genes. But I don't know where he got that. Like, he hasn't seen Jaws or any movies with sharks. So I don't know if, like, it was in one of those cartoons or...
He hasn't seen Finding Nemo or anything?
Yeah, he's seen Finding Nemo, but...
I mean, that would make
I guess
sense
maybe.
That would make sense because the one shark in there is like, you know, when he starts smiling and talking about eating the fish, like, yeah, that is kind of creepy.
Fish are friends.
Not food.
Yeah, the only thing that that didn't really occur to me because of this is he hasn't watched that movie in a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
And when he decided, hey, stay away from the lake because there's a shark in there, he hadn't watched any movies with sharks. Like, he was watching the B movie at that point.
Mm.
So I don't know.
There's no sharks in the B movie?
No, I was like, I don't know where he's getting this from. If he just like remembered, oh yeah, sharks, they're in water. And he finally figured out the lake is just a bunch of water. I don't know if maybe that's it. Or if maybe he watched it with, you know, Ashley or something when I wasn't home, which is possible.
Andrew came over and was like, Jaws. He's like, no.
And like, he watches Jurassic Park and he's not like, fuck the woods, there's dinosaurs in that shit. Like, you know, and that's been his thing.
Everybody
he woke up
knows
this
dinosaurs
morning.
aren't real.
Right.
Yeah.
He woke up this morning and wanted to watch a hunting video. He demanded that we let him watch fucking people shoot deer with bows, which I was super proud of, but also like, wow, kid. First thing on the mind in the morning, gotta shoot that deer. Yeah, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. He's super excited about going hunting for turkeys this spring.
Nice.
So.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Yeah.
That'll make next Thanksgiving more fun.
Yep. Which is why I thought he might be excited to try some chicken tonight. But
see, that's the argument I keep getting with the girls is like, well, mainly Samantha, because, you know, like, I'll give her, like, I'll make chicken and she's like, I don't like chicken. I'm like, it's basically turkey. Like, there's only a slight difference in
like,
taste.
I like chicken better than turkey.
Right. Like, I like turkey better than chicken. So, you know, like, but either way, like, they're both, you know, feathered fowls. I mean, like, they basically have the same taste. Like, they're like, turkey only has a little bit better taste because there's more dark meat on it than there is in chicken.
Right.
But other than that, like, there's really no difference between the two. So I don't understand why she bitches about turkey and chicken. Like, what's wrong with either one? There's really nothing wrong with either
Both
one.
of these things are delicious.
Exactly. Like, why are you not into this? But, and then, like, she was bitching because I gave her, like, some of these, like, P3, like, grown-up lunchable snack things for lunches for school, and she didn't like the ham that was in there. And I was like, well, that's smoked ham. And I was thinking for Christmas, maybe she would like, you know, the glaze, like the brown sugar glaze, a sweet ham. No, I'm not eating that. Ugh, you know, like, but it's sweet, it's sugary. Like, God damn it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I'm the same place with Titus where it's like, kid, eat this. You'll like it, I promise. And he's so dead set on, I'm not going to like this. He won't even taste it. Like, if you put it in his mouth, he spits it out and acts like he's going to throw up. You're like, dude, you didn't even taste it.
I was going to say, at that point, I'm about to be like they were in, was it Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, where they may, like, hold his fucking mouth shut so he drinks the shit from the skull or whatever. Like, I'm about to do that. Just be like, eat the fucking turkey. I'll move your fucking jaw for you. You know, like
Right. Well, and I've been trying to avoid doing that sort of thing, like, convincing him like, no, try it. It's fine.
I'm sure it's super super tempting though.
Oh, it is, because you could totally be like, you're fucking eating this. But fuck that. Like, if you want to survive on chips and pizza, I guess that's fine for now. Like, we'll
Right.
have this argument later.
Yeah.
At this point, I just want him to eat anything, because he eats hardly ever.
Yeah.
That's how Samantha is.
But
Yeah.
kids.
Until she eventually gets bored of it, and then like, okay, now we got to find something new now.
Well, and his thing is he tries to just drink milk. He wants to drink like 10 glasses of milk a day.
Right.
And so he's never hungry because there's enough calories in it that he's not starving. So
Yeah.
we've been trying to limit his milk, and just, he gets super pissed off. But eventually he's just like, okay, fine, I'll eat chips or pizza.
Right.
It's like, fucking fine, have some pretzels. So at least he's eating something with substance rather than just sugar. And he got a tummy ache, so, he's like, tummy ache, tummy hurts. And I'm like,
Right.
yeah, you got to eat something and you'll feel better. So then he's like, okay, chips. So he'd eat and he'd be like, tummy ache gone. I'm like, yeah, you fucking figured it out. You got to eat food. That's how this works.
Right.
But yeah, so the only other thing that I've been watching, I watched a metric fuck ton of Naruto.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know why I just decided to watch that again. I've only seen it once. I watched a marathon in college. I spent like a week watching it on Cartoon Network when they ran the entire series, like one after another from like 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., like for a week
Right.
straight. And I watched the whole thing through. But I haven't watched it since that. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to watch the whole thing. And I realized that every episode is like fucking 12 minutes long, if that. Because
Right.
there's like almost like 5 minutes at the beginning where they're just recapping what happened in the first episode, and then they show the title screen of the new episode. So I
Right.
just skipped to that, so that cuts out 5 minutes. And then there's like 10 minutes of credits and like coming up next week on it
Yeah.
at the end. So I skipped that. And I'm like, Jesus, these are like 10-minute episodes. So I burned through like 100 episodes of that show over the last week. So I don't know. I really like that show. It's definitely, kind of a kid's show.
Right.
But it's good. Like, it definitely has some solid shit in there. And ninjas are cool. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like that show. I know a lot of people give it a lot of shit, but I think it's fucking great.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's, other than like Star Wars and, the odd thing here and there, a little bit of YouTube, I haven't really watched much else. I've just been kind of streaming and then watching Naruto while Ashley's at work because, I've seen it before. So if Titus needs something, I don't really care if I miss something.
Right.
And he's watched a little bit of it with me too. He likes some of it. So, yeah, a lot of that stuff. Angela, what about you? Anything?
What about me with what? Watching stuff?
Yeah,
Or...
or listening or whatever. I know you said you listened to most of that book.
Yeah. Most of my shows were on hiatus because of the holidays.
Right.
I watched Fuller House. 'cause they
Ashley's
had
been
new
watching that. Yeah.
episodes. So yeah.
I didn't really care for that. I tried to watch it because I did like Full House when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I actually enjoy it.
It's
I
not
think
terrible, but
yeah. It's not as good as the original,
no.
but
I didn't expect it to be, though.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
I think it's interesting that they're going back and like showing what they're doing with their lives and things like that. So
Yeah.
I was just confused because I remember when you started watching that, Stephanie was talking about how she was infertile. Now all of a sudden she's going to a fertility clinic. I was like, she can have kids again? Like, wait, what's going on? Like, I was confused and lost somewhere.
well, what they were trying to do was see if she could get pregnant by using in vitro fertilization, and that didn't work. And so now they have to use a surrogate.
Yeah.
Which, they're gonna use
Yeah.
Kimmy Gibbler.
Yeah, that I caught that little piece when I was in the house a day or two ago, and I was like, "Wow, this was super awkward."
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's a good show. I mean, it's kind of nice to see where they're all kind of at now, at least. I
I'm
mean,
glad they got all of those characters. Yeah.
yeah, minus the Olsen twins, but
Which
We're
is
better for
funny
that.
because they will make jokes about it,
Yeah.
about them not being on there, and they're like, "Oh, I wonder where that happened or why that's not."
I feel like that's the appropriate way to handle that.
Mm-hmm. They just,
least
especially
acknowledge it.
in the first season of the new episodes, they started. They would just stop and look at the screen, like, "I wonder where they're at," and then they all just stop and look.
Nice.
Cue the laugh track here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a little disappointed we didn't get something from Deadpool about Christmas. I really did expect to see some funny Deadpool trailer or something around Christmas time.
Well, now with Disney buying the Fox assets, it's kind of like, where does that leave Deadpool? Like,
Right.
And that's probably what they're trying to figure out now. Like, are we still going to do this? What's going on? 'Cause, I mean, it's not unheard of for movies to get made and then shelved for years. I mean, there's a bunch of them that came out in the last
I don't
couple
think
years.
this one's getting shelved. I think
I doubt
if
it, but I
anything,
think-
they'll just do like one more and just end that series.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're probably trying to figure out how to do that where it's like, where it's there's not enough like backlash or like where they're trying to find a way to probably do it to where it's not going to negatively affect Disney really, because like, hey, look, this was made before we got it. Like, can't do anything about it. All we can do is release it. Like,
Right.
this was here when we got here. Like, it's kind of like some of the shit in this house that we've had to deal with. Like, that was there when we got here. I'm sorry the weeds are infesting your garden 2 blocks down, but
Crazy old bitch.
You're crazy?
but I'm just like, that's kind of how it is. It's like they kind of have to release it and be like, well, this was here when we got here. Sorry. For those of you who, don't expect this kind of content from us, but, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. So, Vigigames, have you guys played anything over the holidays?
I play Bubble Witch.
Wow, still.
Well, now she's
I
got
don't-
she's got the kids into it now, though. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. They all play it. I don't have time to play fucking video games anymore.
Well, now with all of your own podcasting shenanigans, it's like
Yeah,
that's kind of eating up a lot of your time
exactly.
between that working out and then just regular, going to work and life stuff.
Right.
It's kind of, in a way, it's sort of the same for me, especially like I said, because I've had a bunch of late nights and everything after Christmas. So I haven't really been able to do much. I did get to check out Friday the 13th's new solo play mode.
It's interesting.
Yeah, well, the people were talking about having like offline bots to play the game with, and they finally unveiled that recently along with their virtual cabin, update. Damn beer, all right, excuse me. But I haven't got to actually check out the virtual cabin stuff for myself yet. I've only managed to see like videos online because there's like, basically it's the same as the original virtual cabin where there was a bunch of steps you could take and then things would happen. It's kind of like, in a way, it's sort of like a mini game within it, even though essentially what the virtual cabin is like a developer diary that's interactive. So they'll show you like assets from the game and you can walk around the cabins and interact with things. But they have like a little like mini game throughout, which also reveals that whenever the next update comes, they're going to have Jason X content. So you're going to have the Jason in space outfit for Jason. You're going to have the spaceship as one of the maps. So like that's going to be kind of neat to check out. That's going to be. I'm kind of curious for that. But it looks really cool. Like it's definitely way more way more involved than it was in like the lead up to the game release version of the virtual cabin. But the actual people were clamoring for having the offline bots mode just to kind of play the game, especially for people that want to like try to figure out how Jason works, because the way they've done it is you can play the game with bots, but the bots are all the counselors and you have to play as Jason. Like you can't switch to a counselor, which makes sense because like I was reading about it, and like they were saying like doing counselor like AI is not as difficult as doing like Jason AI. So like you don't want to be playing it as one of the counselors and then all of a sudden Jason's like walking into a wall somewhere. Like that's not scary.
You also don't want to make Jason just instantly murder everybody without any difficulty whatsoever.
Right, exactly. So it's like, to do the AI and make it do justice is not really there for that. But playing as Jason is kind of fun because, like I did it. And out of the like 5 counselors, I killed 2 of them. So, I mean, not bad. But I got to mess around with playing as Jason and kind of, I had to kind of refresh my memory because it's been so long since I played it. I couldn't remember how to do some of the abilities, so I had to play around to remember those. But I did have fun messing around with that mode. I think that's a really good idea for people, especially if you want to like be a better Jason. That's a good way to check it out, is to go into that offline mode.
Self-help for Jason.
Yeah, you want to be a better Jason? Here's how. Yeah,
10 neat tricks.
I went through my library because I was looking to see if there was any games that I had, and I completely forgot that I had not played Mag Runner Dark Pulse.
Oh, nice.
So I loaded that up, and I played a little bit of it. I haven't gone back to it in a few days, but that it's basically the premise of the game is it's essentially Portal, but instead of using Portal technology, you're using like magnet technology. So like you've got this like glove thing on your hand, and you can manipulate magnetic fields and whatnot, and move objects around to complete puzzles, similar to Portal. But eventually, like, because you're supposed to be training to go out into space, like into deep space. Eventually, though, like stuff's gonna start happening in like Lovecraftian, like Cthulhu and all the Lovecraftian horror tropes or whatever are gonna start bleeding in, and you're gonna have to like deal with them as well as the magnet technology. So, I think that's kind of a neat spin on like the Portal sort of model. And it's not a really expensive game. Like you can pick it up for probably like $10, maybe less on Steam. So if you want something new to check out and you like Portal, you'll probably like that game. And if you like horror and Cthulhu and Lovecraft and whatnot, then again, check it out. It looks pretty good. It looks better than a lot of the other like Lovecraftian games that are on there, especially the cheap ones. I've been messing around still with Secret World Legends winter event. I've managed to get a lot of the cosmetic items. I've pretty much been able to play it like every day, or at least log in it long enough to get my the Malevolent Snowflake relics that they give everybody when they log in. And the only way you can open those up is you have to do the public raid, which that's pretty much all I do during the events. Is I'll just go and hang out, do the public raids, and then when the event's over, I'll hop back in and do more missions and whatnot, and get back into the real game. But I've had a lot of fun with it. It's been a blast so far. I like this boss battle because like all the other ones they've had so far with the events have had these like weird knockback abilities where they'll knock you off of the platform that you're on, and then you have to respawn on a different platform and jump back down and get back into the conflict. Which, I mean, that's fine, but it's kind of like it's really hard to block it. Like, I think the only way I managed to do it for the Halloween event was, like, there's this big tree in the middle of the platform, and, like, when he starts doing his thing, you'll see him do, like, a big thing and a laugh, and there'll be, like, this, like, indicator on the ground showing, hey, this is going to happen soon, and like if you get behind the tree for whatever reason, like it won't affect you there for some reason. But that's been the only way really to survive. Other than that, I usually end up getting knocked off of the platform or knocked pretty close to the edge, but I don't end up going all the way over, but it also does damage, and it's like, boom, you're dead, like one hit kill.
Oh, wow.
So then you have to respawn and go all the way back down the thing to get back to the platform, which kind of sucks and breaks up the combat. This time you don't have to deal with any of that, which I think makes it a little more fun and challenging. But so far I've had a lot of fun with that. I've really liked their events. I think that Secret World Legends is definitely the way you should do sort of like a reboot of a MMO type game. Yeah, I mean, people probably complain that the combat's a little bit more dumbed down, but I kind of like the way it works because I always thought the combat in the original was very clunky.
Mm-hmm.
Like you weren't exactly sure what you were hitting, and you're spamming buttons, and then you end up dead, and you're like, how the fuck did that happen, you know? But I've been messing around with that, and the only other game I've really been messing around with, because I was the other night I was kind of like, I want something casual that I can play and listen to music, and I don't have to like think or do a lot of keyboard, you know, commands or whatever with. So I was looking through the free-to-play stuff on Steam, and I found Eternal Card Game.
Nice.
Which is basically, like, if you look at it, it's essentially Hearthstone. But like, I was looking at some of the reviews for it, and a lot of people are pretty much saying it's kind of like it's about the best blend between like Magic the Gathering, like the PC versions of that, and Hearthstone that you're gonna get. It's basically what everybody wanted Hearthstone to be, but it just didn't quite get there. I've actually completed the campaign, so I actually just finished that up actually while we were recording a little bit ago. But I've had a lot of fun with it. I like it. To me, it's like I've been able to pick it up and play it fairly easily.
Yeah.
So I'm really digging that. It's like Hearthstone seemed like it was really confusing to me for some reason. Like I just couldn't quite get it. Like I could barely get through those campaign missions.
Hearthstone is a really difficult game, and people look at it and say, "Oh, it's dumb magic. Like it's simple magic."
Yeah.
But it's definitely got its own set of complicated like abilities.
Right.
And like a lot of the cards don't work the way you would think they would.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of trial and error knowledge required for that game.
Let's just face it, he's a noob.
I mean, Hearthstone is a game that is not super noob friendly, despite what they try to, you know, tell people.
I was gonna say let's be fair. I'm not a noob. I'm broke as fuck. That's what I am. I can't buy all the goddamn
and that's why I
decks
don't
and
go
shit.
back to that game that often because I'm like, shit, I want to play, but every deck that I look at that's half decent, I'm like, shit, I gotta buy a bunch of cards or spend a ton of time losing to be able to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
So I don't know. It's probably the game that I get the most viewers on.
Yeah.
When I stream. And people have told me, like, you're really, really good at this game and you should stream it all the time. But every time I play it, I'm just so fucking infuriated by, oh, I lost because I don't have this card.
Mm-hmm.
Or I lost because I haven't played against this card 27 times. Or watched 1,000 hours of people streaming it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I just picked this game up on a whim because I was like, well, it looks kind of like Hearthstone. Should be pretty easy to figure out. Like, I'll give it a shot just because, like I said, I was looking for something more casual that I can play and, like, I can have music on, I can chat, I can do, like, other things and not have to be totally focused on it. I mean, there is some concentration involved in strategy, like figuring out what cards to use when and shit like that, but it's not something that it's not like playing Overwatch and trying to do all that other shit at the same time. Like, you can't do that.
Right.
You
So
played it on a whimsy.
you bring up a touchy subject for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty irritated with Overwatch right now.
Yeah, I've gathered that. That's why we haven't been playing it lately, which on one hand makes me sad, but I mean, I do understand.
I have been playing it is the problem. So I played probably 20 plus hours of it this past week with Zero and Butters in them.
Mm-hmm.
And I've opened probably 25 to 30 loot boxes. I have yet to get an event skin. I've gotten almost nothing but blues, and I have enough gold to buy one character skin.
Yeah.
So,
Like, I don't even have that much. Like the currency, I obviously haven't been playing it as much, and the currency that I have, like I have enough to buy like 1,000 credit, like
Right,
epic
last year's
skin or whatever. Either last year's skin or like what's her name, Moira. I haven't gotten any of her skins at all yet,
Yeah.
so I could buy one of those ones that I want. Or I could buy one of the event skins from last year. It's pretty much my dilemma, and it's like I don't really like need them.
Well,
especially
and
since
so the beef that I have with the game is I'm playing the game, I'm opening the boxes, and I'm not getting anything.
right.
And their argument is, oh, well, you're getting sprays and icons. Like, I've gotten almost every fucking icon. And that doesn't help me out. Like, that has no impact on my, like, enjoyment of the game. Like,
Right.
I don't
I mean-
give a shit about player icons. I just don't. And most people don't.
Right. I mean, granted, the one thing that I can say for Overwatch is defense versus, like Battlefront 2 or a lot of the other games that are doing the whole
Yeah,
loot
it's
box
purely
system.
cosmetic.
It's purely cosmetic. Nothing is going to give you a leg up. I mean, unless
But
for
at the
some
same
reason,
time, that's the only thing there is to grind for in that game is cosmetics.
right,
And I have been doing the grind. Like, I've opened the boxes.
right.
And I've gotten nothing.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Like, I kind of wish they would dial it back to where it was, like, probably like last year around this time, where there was a lot more duplicates, so you got a lot more.
Which is funny.
currency.
Like, they changed it because people were bitching about all the duplicates. But
Right.
at least we had, like, if I were getting duplicates, I
Right.
would have enough to get 2 event skins at this point. Like, probably 3.
Right.
But because of I'm constantly getting new player icons and new sprays that I'm not going to use for characters I don't play, I've gotten almost no currency. The legendary that I got was currency.
Right.
Like, I got a purple and it was 150. That literally gets me nothing. I mean, you may as well just not give me anything at that point. I mean, I would have to get, 60 of those to buy a legendary skin for the event? Like, nobody's going
Right.
to get 60 purple currency packs. Like, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So, like, even
And
the streamers that play it full time, like 10 hours a day, aren't getting 60 of those.
Right, and that's the problem. Yeah, like I think they really need to like go back and kind of like tweak that again.
Or give us gold for, like, doing good things in the match. Like, oh, you saved a teammate, here's 10 gold. Something like that,
Right.
just so that we get some sort of currency just for playing the game.
Right. I think that's something they really definitely need to look into. Like, and the other thing I think is, like, as much as I love having new characters, I think we got enough.
Yeah, like, maybe give us some more new maps. Don't spend 3 months with a map in the PTR, before you release one, and don't give us another one for another 6 months. Like, everybody knows every map like the fucking back of their hand. I
Right.
probably know fucking King's Row better than my own dick at this point.
Yeah, pretty much. That's definitely like the one thing that I think they need to do is go back, tweak the loot box system, spend less time on bringing out new characters and new abilities, tweak the ones you've already got, because I think there's a bunch of characters that are definitely overdue for some tweaking and buffs and whatnot. Like like a lot of people, like, you can still use Reinhardt, but I think Reinhardt needs some sort of tweaks.
Right, and
Because,
that's
like, he's
the other
almost-
thing is they keep releasing characters with just incredibly OP power. So Moira is by far the strongest character in the game right now. Like, every single character loses to her in a fight every time. So
Yeah.
the only way to kill her is to get a long range kill on her or one-shot her. And I think that's another big problem is the game is too one-shot focused right now. Like, you either have this prolonged fight where a character wins because their cooldowns were off, or
Right.
you were lower health when you started,
Right.
or you got killed in one shot and you don't even know what happened.
Yeah.
It just feels like you die instantly or you just never die and roll the other team over. there's very little back and forth in the game. It's completely unbalanced right now.
Yeah, it's definitely something they need to go back and revisit and tweak some of the other characters that they already have. Don't spend so much time with adding new ones because we've got enough at this point. Let's tweak and balance and play around with the ones we have. And then, like you said, like do more map work. Like give us some more maps. Give us that chateau map that isn't just a team deathmatch or whatever.
And they keep tweaking characters. Like they're giving Mercy another complete rework here.
Right, like why are we wasting some more time on that one?
They're reworking Junkrat. They're reworking Hanzo, and everybody says he needs rework because his only usefulness is one-shots. But he's also incredibly hard to use.
Right.
Like, as someone that plays, I've got almost 200 hours on Hanzo.
Mm-hmm.
If you miss your shots, he's 100% useless.
Yeah.
Like, scatter arrow or not. Like, I've shot scatter arrows, and that's pure RNG. I've shot them at people's feet perfectly, and every arrow is missed in a room. Like, you know, simple geometry says one of those arrows should have hit somebody with those 6 players in a room. Yet somehow, you know, in 10 square feet, every fucking scatter arrow missed everybody in that room. That's not even fucking possible.
Yeah, that's like chucking a grenade in there in Call of Duty and like nobody taking any damage somehow. Like, really?
Yeah.
Like there's nothing to hide behind in here.
There's a lot of fuckery in Overwatch right now, and I don't feel like anybody's happy with the state of that game. Mm-hmm. And the things they're doing to fix it are, we're going to make Junkrat's grenades bounce less times before they explode. That doesn't help anybody.
Yeah, it's fucking irrelevant to the discussion at hand. Like, why the fuck are we doing this? This is not, no.
And, I mean, there's characters, they're making characters at this point like Doomfist, whose sole purpose is to one-shot somebody. It's Call of Duty damage isn't a thing anymore. I haven't played enough Call of Duty to know.
I haven't played it in a long time, like probably not since Black Ops 2. So.
Yeah, same actually. I played a little bit of it, but not enough to comment.
Yeah, because I played 4, I played 2, I didn't play 3, I played Black Ops 1 and 2, and then I'm like, okay, I'm kind of done with this series now.
Yeah, but I don't know, like, I want to really like Overwatch, and I have a good time hanging out with people.
Right.
Like, I enjoy just, like, chatting with you guys and talking shit on Discord.
Right.
But as far as, like, progression in the game, I really feel like there's nothing there. Like, the competitive thing is completely broken.
Yeah.
No, you're good. That's why we have Twitch, DP. That's literally the reason we're doing this on Twitch.
Exactly.
I'm glad you're here. But, you know, I feel like they need to rework competitive more than they need to rework anything else. Make it more rewarding. Like, if I'm going to play competitive, literally the only thing I get out of that is, your score went down or your score went up a couple of points. You know, if I want to see numbers get bigger, I'll go play World of Warcraft. Like, I can make numbers grow in that game real quick.
Right, yeah.
It's not doing anything for me.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, competitive really holds no interest for me anyway because I'm not a competitive person. So,
and let's be honest, the only reward for competitive is your EPing growing if you are, getting a lot of wins.
And maybe buying a gold weapon if you have enough points.
So you can buy a gold weapon? Big fucking deal. Why don't you give us some special skins or some special weapons that you can only get? Like, if you want to put a grind in your game, if you want people spending thousands of hours, make the coolest fucking skins a competitive thing. Rather than, hey, we're going to put out all new skins for this esports league that you can only buy with real money.
Right.
Like, that's literally the last thing anybody wants is more microtransactions.
And even then, too, like, I don't see the point in letting, letting plebs like us buy those skins. Because, like, if you're not part of that team, that's not supporting the team.
Right.
So why the fuck are you going to dress up like the team? You know, like, if you're not part of that team, you shouldn't dress like them.
We're talking about Overwatch, DP.
Like,
people like me that play Overwatch don't play it very often, that only want to play it for, like, fun or,
you just want to fuck around.
Yeah.
Shits and giggles, yeah.
So like I would never do,
You
you
would
know.
never spend money buying a skin for a team that you don't even know the name of.
Exactly.
Right.
You might be like,
So
hey, that character looks really cool, but I'm not spending $5 on that.
right, and
And
I'm not
even
gonna play a game that I'm not gonna like buy shit on a game that I don't even play that much, anyways. So it's like if you're gonna do something that it's gonna be where you can earn shit, and I guess make it so that everyone can earn it and not have to buy it.
Yeah, there should
right.
never be something locked purely behind a paywall, in my opinion. Unless it's a free game, you can make a case for it, which I still feel is wrong.
Yeah.
Jesus, my chair just broke.
Nice.
What did you do?
I was too fat. Um, but I'm with you, DP. If it wasn't a digital game, I probably would have broken it too by now.
Hmm.
Also, thank you for the follow. I assume that was you. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate the follow and the Overwatch message there. That's timely, sensational, and whatnot. Also, good timing. Like, you did that exactly when my chair broke. That's pretty sensational, as Tracer would say, or amazing. But yeah, no, I want to like Overwatch more than I do. The problem is I don't have as good of a time playing it anymore because I feel like all the characters that I like playing are either terrible or people get angry at me when I play them. Hanzo, for example.
Hmm.
Or people get really mad because I'm really good with Hanzo and they're like, oh, it's such bullshit, you're a hacker. Like, it's one way or the other, and I'm just like, fucking get over it, nerd.
Right.
Either way, like, fucking just play the game and shut your mouth. If you play Warframe, yeah, I love Warframe. I play a shit ton of that game. So yeah, nothing is behind a paywall and everything is earned. Absolutely. You know, I'm totally fine with them saying, hey, this is behind a paywall, or you can spend 50 hours grinding it out. Okay. If I really want that thing, I'll spend the 50 hours.
Hmm.
But you better make it good, is the thing.
Right.
You can't put out half-ass content for your players and say, well, you got to spend 100 hours in game to get this thing. You know, or you can give us $10. And yeah, some people are going to be like, sure, I'll give you $10. I want that thing. And that's great.
Right.
But if you make something half-assed and you're like, oh, we just wanted to put something out and some people will buy it, it's fine. We'll make more money than we spent. That's shitty. And I
It
feel
is.
like that's where they're at with Overwatch, is they're putting out a bunch of crap and just saying, well, people will buy loot boxes. It's fine.
Right.
Or they'll buy these team skins. It's fine. I don't know. I feel like they need to spend more time focusing on making the gameplay better and the ranking system better, because the only
Right.
thing to grind in that game is your rank. And currently there's very few people that want to do that. And a lot of people are just like, well, I bought a new account and, you know, placed in platinum or diamond, and I'm just going to not play in competitive after that, so that, you know, I can say, oh, I'm a diamond player and this and that, and I have a strong opinion because I'm great.
Right.
And then they don't actually play the game competitively. They just want to wave around their e-peen.
Hmm. Look
Yeah.
at my digital dick.
Yeah, I'm going to slap you with my digital dick. Look how big it is. Cram it down your throat. And honestly, that's where I feel like Overwatch is there right now. There's no reason to play that game unless you're hanging out with your friends having a good time. It's not, oh, I'm going to play this game and I'm going to improve and have a measured way of showing my improvement. Currently, the only way to measure your improvement is, look, I'm playing with really good players. And, you know, when me and Zero play during the week, we're like, oh man, look, we got placed with all, you know, level 500 pluses. You know, we must be winning a bunch of games because we're getting placed with strong players.
Right.
We don't have a way to show, like, oh, my skill level with this character went up, other than some of these third-party stats sites, and we don't know how reliable they are. And even then, it's like, I didn't play enough for this thing to really give me good stats.
Right.
Sounds like GTA Online. I haven't played GTA. I'm a bad GTA player because I get distracted and don't do anything productive.
The last GTA game I actually played was 4, and I haven't even beat it. I haven't bothered to check out 5 just because the whole idea of controlling 3 different characters turns me off. It's like I don't have that kind of fucking like
I want to
ADHD.
check it out. I just haven't wanted to spend the money to check it out.
That's the other reason. Like the only reason I would even check out GTA Online is because I saw the trailers for their new Doomsday Heist content.
The heists look awesome.
Yeah,
like the
which
game looks super cool.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I need to spend another, $25 on it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I get super distracted. The grind is too much. Yeah. My problem with those games is like, oh, hey, there's a story and it's okay, but I'm going to ramp this motorcycle off this thing and then forget what I was doing.
Yeah.
Spend a whole day grinding and won't have enough money. I mean, so that's what we're talking about in Overwatch. I've opened 30 plus loot boxes during this Winter Wonderland event and not gotten a single thing from the event.
Whereas like this time last year, you got practically everything.
I got everything.
I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
you
I
got literally everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I was missing 2 skins, and I ended up getting those this event. Like, I've gotten 2 skins from last year. That's not what I wanted from this event. It's super disappointing. I feel like those should be taken out of the loot pool. If you want to buy last year's skins, let
Right.
me buy them, but don't put them in the legendary loot pool.
Yeah.
At least make my grind worthwhile, because I would have gotten 2 of 5 skins that I wanted this year instead of 0.
Yeah. That's the way that should be. But
So, and it's not even like I can buy them. Like, I could buy 20 loot boxes, for example. I still probably wouldn't get more than maybe 1 if I was super lucky. It's not even like I'm just spending $10 and buying the thing that I want. I'm spending $10 and probably not getting anything.
Yeah.
And it's not even like the stuff that I don't want can be turned into things I do want. There's no way to trade in like 3 or 4 legendaries for one you really want. So there's a lot of people bitching about Destiny 2's winter event, saying, oh, they put it all behind a paywall and you'd have to spend, $6,000 to buy all the stuff. Well, yeah, there you go. Good timing, DP. So I've played a ton of the Destiny event.
Okay, what is this person's name? You keep saying DP.
It's his name in Twitch, DP Jr.
Yeah. It's the Twitch chat going
I
right
know, but
along
what
here.
is the whole name? Because DP just makes me think of double penetration.
I guess it's DPJ Junior 612.
Okay. All right,
I can
sorry.
call him Junior if that makes you feel less double penetrated.
I mean, I keep just thinking of double penetration every time you say DP.
Yeah, I kind of do too. That's partially why I keep saying it. So
DP.
I have played a metric butt ton of Destiny 2. And I've gotten, I would say 95% of the stuff for the winter event. I've gotten every sparrow, I've gotten every ship, and I've gotten the chest armor for the character that I've been playing. And like all of the ghosts. I've gotten literally almost everything from Dawning rewards. And maybe I just have really, really good RNG, and I have really bad RNG in Overwatch. That's totally possible.
Yeah.
The thing is with the Dawning event in Destiny is you're getting something that you can use. You can break it down from materials to buy things. There is a path to buying the exact thing that you want in that game.
Right.
So yeah, you might not get every single thing, but you do have the opportunity to buy everything you want, or a couple of the things that you want specifically, just by playing the event or logging in every day. You don't have to spend, the 30 plus hours in a week that I have on that game. I've just been playing it because I really like playing that game. and I've been focusing on doing the Dawning event. So I've gotten literally everything for the event that I care about at this point. So maybe I'm just lucky and, you know, I'm not a good example. But at the same time, I went and looked at the stuff and I was like, oh yeah, I have enough currency in game to buy whatever piece I'm missing. And then I ended up getting a drop of the piece I was missing. So yeah, a lot of people like Destiny 1 more than Destiny 2. I like Destiny 2 more just because I can play it on PC and stream it.
Yeah. Plus now I can play it with you guys too. You guys gifted it to me for Christmas, so
yeah, and I've been having a great time playing with you guys. And I think it's important for people to, you know, again, temper your expectations. They didn't make that game so that it's the only game you ever play. They made that game so you play it, you know, 10 to 20 hours a week. And that's a lot. Like,
yeah,
you know, there's people like me that spend 40 to 60 hours a week, you know, or more, sometimes 80 or 90 hours a week playing video games. They didn't make Destiny so that you play 90 hours a week. They made it so that you can play it 20 hours a week and come back to it next week or come back to it when there's another event or another DLC drop.
Yeah.
You know, and again, they don't expect you to get every single thing from every single event. The story was too short. Yeah, it was a short story, but again, people don't go to games like Destiny on the whole for, you know, 1,000 hours of story. If you want a huge lengthy story, go play Final Fantasy, go play, you know, a plethora of other RPGs like The Witcher. It's just not that kind of game. And like, that sucks because yeah, it's super fun to play. And I also wish the story was way bigger. I beat the DLC story in under an hour. That's definitely not enough.
Right.
But at the same time, I understand that was not their goal. Like, that's not why they put that DLC out. They put it out to expand a few things and give people a few more hours in the game. You know, but I've spent probably like 300 plus hours in that game at this point, and I still have tons of stuff to do. I'm collecting every weapon, you know, I'm collecting all of the skins, all the colors, just everything there is to get. And that's the thing, is there's still stuff to get. Like, I have plenty of grind in that game, and I've more than gotten my money's worth out of it.
Right.
So I don't know. I feel like people's expectations don't match up with, you know, video games anymore. Everyone just expects, you know, League of Legends where you don't spend any money and get 10,000 hours of gameplay. Or, you know, Battlefront 2. Everybody's like, oh, there's no progression. There's not enough weapons. Now there's 40. There was 20 in the last one. This is bullshit. But,
right.
Like, fucking go back and look at Battlefront, the original. You know what we did in Battlefront? We fucking went in and shot droids, or we shot stormtroopers, and there was no grind, there was no progression. We just had a fucking good time playing it.
Right.
Like, that's literally all there was. Like, you weren't unlocking things, you were just fucking screwing around having a good time. What they did with Chris Cyrus is they just had reskin guns that we already had in Destiny 1. Yeah, I agree. They have severely fucked up the content in Destiny 2. The fact that we got the same 3 classes and didn't even get a new character is bullshit. The character creation was 100% identical to the first game, like copy and paste identical. It's definitely a half-ass game. It's still super fun. Like, I agree, they fucked up. They definitely kind of screwed us over, pulled the wool over our eyes, and I don't think they're going to be able to sell a Destiny 3 worth of shit. That being said, people still have a really good time in that game. There's still people playing the fuck out of that game. You know, King Gathalion built a $500,000 house in Tampa and paid for a new baby and health insurance and, you know, all kinds of shit on Destiny. People enjoy watching it. People enjoy playing it. Yeah, so that's the thing, is I've spent most of my time playing Destiny by myself. I haven't done the raid at all, and I'm just about at max light with one of my characters, just because I've put the time in. Every week I go and get my powerful engrams or whatever they're called. I've just put the time in. But again, I'm the kind of player that's happy to play on my own with nobody else talking to me, and I guess I do have Twitch chat there, so I am playing with people, sort of, kind of. But again, I'm kind of a weird case where I like to play video games by myself. I'm fine with being alone. So
yeah,
if I want to talk to somebody, I'll go talk to my wife or my kid.
And I mean, it's a similar situation to me, although I do like playing with like a couple of friends or whatever, especially if it's something that is multiplayer.
It is better that way. 100% agree.
Yeah, but I do like playing games by myself, especially if it's a game that has like an interesting like story or characters or anything along those lines, like Witcher or something like that is fun
Confirmed,
to check out.
Andrew likes to play with himself.
Well, I mean that too, but who doesn't really? I mean, come on.
It's fair. I think it's definitely way better with friends, but most things are. I mean, playing with yourself included. More fun with friends.
Oh, Jesus. Need more hands and mouths and holes.
I mean, yes.
We can all agree 4 titties are better than 2.
I mean, like, yes.
You like that side boob? Well, you shouldn't, because that's my side boob. You love that Vault 111 backpack in the background? Yeah.
Thank you.
Agree. Andrew is a very large Fallout nerd.
Yes. As you can see by one of my 3 bobbleheads.
I'm so sad that my bobblehead got broken.
Yeah. Yeah, so far mine have evaded any damage. Because I've got the 2 right here. I've got the explosives one and that one with the hands on the hips. And then I've got the intelligence one, which is the 7, like the larger one. But that's on top of my shelf up there. Yeah, I'm a huge Fallout nerd. In fact, lately it's been very, very daunting to not play Fallout 4 because I've been seeing lots of videos and stuff lately. It's like, I need to get back in there again.
That's impressive.
That is awesome.
I'm super jealous.
What?
He made his own Pip-Boy.
Oh.
I am super, super jealous of that. I've wanted to get one of my own for a while. I've been thinking about picking up like the Pip-Boy edition or whatever of Fallout 4, even though I've already got it digitally. I would still want it just for that, even though that's going for like $120, $200 somewhere in there. And then they were trying to talk me into it at the local Think Geek store because they had the Bluetooth version, but I was like, that's like $300. No.
Yeah, that's a little much.
You want to front me the $300? Then I'll take it off your hands.
Is there a quest I can do for this?
Nice.
Let me go kill some raiders real quick. I'll be right back.
Do you have some rats that need killed in a basement somewhere?
How many bottle caps does this take?
Some rad roaches. Let me kill some rad roaches real quick.
Yes. Can I just get irradiated and take this?
Can I just yell Tunnel Snakes rule and run away with it?
Yes. Absolutely. You should definitely try that.
Tunnel Snakes rule!
Oh, man.
And there goes Andrew. It's like, where's Andrew? He's in jail.
Why? He stole some nerd shit, okay?
At least I got my Pip-Boy.
He's working on his stealth so that he can break out. His lockpicking skills are going up.
Nice.
Reading all the magazines in the fucking library in the prison.
The killing of 100 legendary ghouls. I mean, that sounds easier than having a spare $300 at this point.
Do I have a combat shotgun? That might help.
I mean, if we had $300, we would not be spending it on a Pip-Boy.
Right, like I said, having $300 spare dollars, like you may as well ask for $1 million.
This is why I asked them to front me. I'll pay you back in installments.
Yes. For the next 300 years, you will get $1 per year.
five bottle caps every couple of months.
Oh man, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of cool video game paraphernalia out there. Like I have one of the Destiny Mega Block sets that has like the Sparrow and a Guardian, and I have the Cade 6 pre-order from GameStop and stuff like that. But there's a lot of garbage out there too. I mean, a lot of people are like, "Hey, you get a cool fan art postcard if you buy this $120 edition."
Right.
Like, wait, so am I buying a $60 postcard? Really? And I get this in-game item that I can buy a week later? Do we like cringy jokes? I mean, sometimes. It depends.
I mean, I think we tell
That's
cringy
scary.
jokes.
Yeah, we definitely tell cringy jokes a lot. Definitely a lot of dad jokes in here.
I was gonna say we're both dads though, so we're entitled.
Yes.
I do dad jokes too.
We are more entitled than our children.
That's for sure. Or people
Speaking
that don't
of.
have kids and are like, "I'm telling a dad joke. You're not a dad."
Where do poor
You're just-
Italians live? The Mushroom Kingdom?
Say Queens. The
Oh.
What was the answer?
spaghetto.
Oh, Jesus.
Turns out we do like cringy, corny jokes. As we both laugh at the dumbest joke I've seen all day. Well done.
You said it was cringy.
I mean,
That's
you warned
definitely
us.
Cringy.
We deserve that.
You got a golf club. There you
Yeah,
go.
golf clap. It's improved by my sweater being over my hand. You get the sweater clap. Also something you can get in high school.
The sweater clap does not sound like a good thing.
Definitely not a good thing in any way.
Kind of sounds like you got the regular clap, but but for some reason,
But you were wearing a sweater.
Yeah, you were wearing a sweater at the time. Yeah.
So, okay, so an even worse cringy joke is the sweater clap what you get from Daphne from Scooby-Doo.
Yes. It's not even a joke. That's just yes.
Confirmed.
Oh, man.
Wow.
I thought people were just applauding. Oh, man. Turns out you don't want people to clap while you're having sex.
I mean,
Why are people clapping while you're having sex? Like, are you doing tricks?
Yes. Yes, you're doing
Not
tricks.
turning tricks. But
I
doing
mean, maybe both.
whatever elicits a clap, I guess.
It's just
Don't
not the
elicit the
clown you
clap.
want to hire for your kid's birthday party.
You do not want to listen to the clap during sex.
You want a balloon animal? No.
You know what, though? I totally want a balloon animal while I'm having sex. Just saying.
I mean, are we talking like a pirate sword here, or
Just wearing it on your head while you're doing it.
the only balloon animal that I can make is not an animal? It's just a hot dog.
Really?
Yeah, it's just a balloon.
Jesus.
Like, here's your balloon. I didn't bother blowing it up.
It's a-
Or it could be the sausage from Sausage Party.
There you go. It's a 360 DP. It deserves a clap. I mean, yeah.
It's a 360 DP. What?
If you can land that 360 no scope in bed, I mean, golf
Mhm.
clap.
Nice. To say the other thing on the wall there too that's kind of hard to see behind Angela's head there is my Darth Vader lightsaber as well. So
Oh yeah, I didn't realize that's what that was. I was thinking like garage door opener or something.
no, it's well.
That would be
I
a
have
cool
Star
garage door
Wars-
opener though.
Well, I have a Star Wars poster that I got years ago. I want to get a frame for it and hang it next to it. You know, that'd be like my little Star Wars display.
Yeah, well, and then in front of Angela is actually my Unreal Tournament banner.
Yes.
Yep, that is still there. Yep.
I can see the edge.
Also, in front of me is my very fat graduation picture.
I thought you were going to say my very fat cat. I don't know why.
No.
I was gonna say you took it there. I'm like my very fat cock. Wait, what?
How'd it get over there? Get back here.
Oh,
Sit.
that's how big it is. It can go across.
It's
the room.
sentient. It walks on its own.
Get your fat ass back here.
Ugh.
We went off the rails.
Yeah, you know, it does that.
We kept everything pretty, linear up till now. Let's have a little fun with
It was PG for a while, and then we hit the 13.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with an X at the end. PG-13X. You know, it's family, but you know, with nudity.
Sounds like my house.
Yeah.
It's family, but with nudity. Jesus. I
don't
think I've seen that
understand, like,
movie.
Literally, I will walk around naked, and my kids, as soon as they get home from school or anywhere, basically, they're pulling off their clothes. You turn around, and Wednesday's got no shirt on or like the 20th outfit on, and then Samantha's just running around pantsless because she's like, it's too hot.
It has a life of
I'm
its
like-
own, yes. Yeah, I mean, I understand. Titus typically doesn't wear pants a good half of the day. And I'm like, listen, dude, I understand. That is the way to be. But it's fucking cold. You need
Yeah.
pants. You don't want it to
Yeah.
catch a cold.
Yeah, Wednesday likes to be like, oh, we're going to leave, so I'm going to dress the complete opposite of the weather. So all summer long, she wanted to wear winter boots. And now that it's wintertime, she wants to wear dresses and, you know, all of the summer clothes. And I'm just like, why are you so backwards?
Mhm.
You made her. You should know.
I had help.
True.
I had help.
I had nothing to do with this because, like,
Andrew's like, I did nothing.
as soon as I'm
You
like,
were there.
I was there, but
Your
I had nothing.
sperm entered my vagina. You helped.
Well, one of those fuckers apparently was taking the piss because, like, as soon as I see like one fucking snowflake, I'm like, all right, hoodie, fleece lined cargo pants, like, layer up, motherfucker.
It's July. Why are you wearing a sweatshirt? I want to be ready.
I saw a fucking snowflake.
I opened the
On TV.
refrigerator and got scared, okay?
And I also wear hoodies all year long, so I don't know. I don't know.
Well, you-
Also, we
Somewhere-
live in a colder climate, so
Somewhere a gene got like mixed up. I don't know.
yeah, we're in northern Indiana, and they're kind of, I don't know, what, eastern Indiana?
yeah.
Something like that. We have about, I don't know, 13 or 14 inches of snow here, and we're supposed to get another 3 inches of snow tonight, and I think another 12 to 15 on Saturday. So we're going to have a lot of
Yay.
snow.
I mean, I was okay with not having snow at all this year, but of course it had to be like, fuck you.
I mean,
Mhm.
I feel like we had a pretty good run. We made it through almost all of December without a, serious issue. We had that one
Yeah.
snowstorm.
Yeah, but then everybody's like, oh, yeah, we got our white Christmas. Cool, it's not Christmas anymore. Take this shit out of here. Along with all your fucking decorations.
Can we have a dry New Year? And I don't mean the booze.
Right, exactly.
It's fucking, everything can melt now. We can go back to the 40, 50, 60 degree weather.
Jesus is just
December.
having a jolly old time. Yes. He was pissed that he was born in a desert, so now we have to have a white Christmas.
Mm.
That didn't sound right, honey. Sound like you were thinking of a whole different white Christmas altogether.
It'd be a lot better than snow.
The kind of the sticky variety.
Oh,
long as
good
it
old
doesn't get my
Bukake
hair.
Christmas.
Not the hair, not the eyes. Everywhere else is fair game.
Exactly.
The,
I don't like to
uh,
walk around looking like I got pink eye.
That good old holiday classic Bukake Christmas.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Wow.
Oh.
Open that door. I had to go through it.
Just like every vagina you see.
Not everyone.
That would be an issue.
standards.
He's not
I have
Harvey Weinstein over here.
I know. To say I have standards. Damn it.
I like that's where you draw the line. All of them. Like, no, you can remove a couple.
Some of them I can put on layaway for later, like, you know.
Ha, layaway. Oh shit.
All right, I think we've hit the
We
end of this
we achieved
episode.
pinnacle perversion for this show.
Indeed.
But yeah, it is getting late. It's fucking cold as shit out here. For those that are new, also thank you for the follows, guys.
Yes.
It's I record in my garage because I have a child and family in the house, and it's very loud in my house 100% of the time. So I built a desk and an office in the garage here, and I have a streaming setup. But I have a space heater, and it's barely keeping my legs from literally falling off from being so cold. So
My toes are pretty cold too.
yeah. So before Angela's tits freeze off, I think we're gonna call it a week. We've been recording for 2.5 hours, and Call Note is about to literally light my computer on fire, which might help at this point.
Right.
You know, it's got air cooling in this garage, which is it's a feature, not a bug.
Right.
But we're gonna call it a show, and we're gonna have a happy new year. You guys are going to the Swingers Club, I believe.
Yes.
Have fun.
We're gonna ring in the new year doing it right.
Just remember, Andrew, put some of them on layaway.
And,
Literally.
And watch out for that sweater clap.
Yeah, try not to catch the sweater clap at the New Year's Eve swinger
And
party.
Andrew has 2 women that are chasing him around.
I hope
Yeah.
literally. I really want to see like Andrew Scooby-Doo-esque, like being chased by 2 women, like going in and out of doors and the whole 9 yards.
I mean, pretty much. He has one that is actually, she's seeing another guy at the club, but she keeps messaging him talking about, let's do video chat.
Yeah. Apparently my nerdiness like does something for her, like no other. So.
I really feel like we missed out growing up not having video chat. Maybe not. Like maybe we dodged a bullet there.
Yeah, I'll just
Yeah,
have,
he keeps telling her no. He's like, I don't know why you want a video chat. I'm like, you know why she wants a video chat.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure the
when I'm
phrase
when I'm
is
driving
tits
to
or get the
work.
fuck out.
and I'm like, yeah, when I'm driving to work at like 1:30 in the afternoon, you know, like you're gonna be looking at the top, like the roof of my truck while I'm driving because my phone's over here.
Just do it
Like-
anyway. Just be like, okay, fucking you asked. Here, look at this ceiling. That's the way to
Yeah.
reel them in.
Right. Yeah.
He
I
keeps
don't.
saying that she's after me, but I'm like, I think she's just being nice so she can get to you, but whatever.
I don't know, man. I just like opened my mouth, said nerdy things, and apparently that was for Spanish Fly.
Damn kids and their first world problems. Got all these women chasing me. Fuck.
I mean, where were you guys when I was like single and shit? You know.
Right? Well, all right, DP. I appreciate that, man. I'm sure we'll be streaming something tomorrow. Probably some Overwatch and Destiny, I'm sure. Maybe a little Warframe even. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I think that's going to do it.
All
All
right.
right, everybody.
All right,
Take
well,
it
you guys
easy.
have a wonderful new year, and we'll see you next year.
Yep.
Peace out.
Later.